Values up to $5,500 or 0% for 84 months. Allen Samuels, located at 201 West Loop 340 in Waco. Central Texas New Ram Commercial Truck Headquarters with 3,500 and 5,500 chassis cabs and other great work trucks. Visit Allen Samuels today. It's Ram Truck Month.
Come by. Let's be friends.
See dealer for details. All offers have credit requirements.
Stepping into a new pair of boots is great, but stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can also add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. There are more than 150 occupational specialties to help them find the best fit for their future. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio. Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Sit down, Bob. I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy.
Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll and J.D. Pickell for the Blonde Boys Power Hour.
Welcome. I thought you were going to put it on. I thought you were going to put it on. I thought you were just... Yeah, he did. He did. He put it on. Armstrong's missing it, too. Armstrong, you're completely missing the ball here.
Let's do this. I'm ready to rock the rest of the show like this.
So sorry, I was completely focused on
We can do this the rest of the show.
I don't think we can. I think there are people that wouldn't like it.
It doesn't really fit.
I can think of one.
People exist that wouldn't like it.
Really
There are people that wouldn't just not like that. So Equestrian won yesterday against Auburn.
Good point.
Over the course of the break, we found out some crazy things about Equestrian too.
So there's been a lot of learnings.
The learning curve here too. How fast? Like think about it in comparison, like how fast we're learning.
Oh yeah.
We went from knowing
experts.
0 to like 50% of the sport.
Oh yeah.
Like how many people know that Sweetbriar and Lynchburg have equestrian teams?
There's been a lot of ground
Are the only
covered.
2D3?
A lot of ground covered.
teams.
We're now a minority in what we know about equestrian.
Absolutely, and proud of it.
Yeah. Like,
And Seton Hill
Not
is a
Seton Hall.
D2 team.
Not Seton Hall. Not Seton Hall.
Seton Hill.
oh my goodness, we have Marshall Burns on the caller line. Marshall Burns. Marshall does what? Get it, Burns. Marshall, will you call us again? I don't know what's going on. Huh?
Yeah, sorry.
Marshall, call us again if you're still out there.
Sorry, Marshall.
It's because there's no host connection. It says please connect.
That'll do it.
Kidding me?
That'll do it.
Marshall burned down down the entire system. Please don't call Marshall. Please don't call Marshall.
I like how we call them. Can we call Steve from Virginia?
I really want to call Marshall.
Steven had a Jim Plunkett jersey yesterday.
Really?
For Jers Day.
That's awesome.
It's kind of an iconic jersey to have.
Okay,
He's ripping cigs on the sideline, I think.
can I ask a question about whoever manages the Baylor equestrian account?
Please.
Explain to me.
Oh, be careful because I know them.
That's fine. Okay. Send him this clip.
All the more.
By the way, Lynchburg Equestrian just got a follow from me. So did Sweetbriar.
Sweetbriar.
They are now at 10 followers.
So I would say that this radio show has a vested interest in our
250.
equestrian team.
Fair.
We're trying to follow the game, the match, some would say. 39 minutes since their last update.
Yeah.
Seems a little ridiculous for people like us trying to follow along at home.
Well, because it's intermission.
Oh, that's a thing?
Yeah.
See, we're learning.
We're learning something
Learning.
every day.
Ball is still in their court, though.
Did not know that
The shoe is still in their ring.
Marshall, I think you're trying to call us. I think he's trying to call us, and the call-in studio is just not working right now. Try again. Try again. Or call him, Armstrong, if you will, please.
Oh, my God, yes.
To shift the focus to an equally important sport, there is an open practice tomorrow.
What?
A three-headed quarterback race.
No, just hold on for a second.
Whoa, no,
Have
no,
you
no,
seen
no.
Sweetbriar College's
You're joking.
color scheme?
You're joking.
It's kind of fire.
You're joking.
It's pink and lime green.
We are an equestrian
we have
pod-
a battle for the starting quarterback for one of the most important programs on campus. And people are going to be like, you guys are talking about Sweetbriar. I don't want to hear
The
this.
Sweetbriar College.
Equestrians in season.
Twitter
You make a
account?
good point. I think we've exhausted Sweetbriar.
No.
Never.
No. Sweetbriar
beat
is
a
a
dead
women's
horse.
only college.
We beat a dead horse.
Wait, what?
It's a women's only
Is equestrian a
college.
women's
You
only
can't-
sport?
Wait,
That
yeah.
might be a really dumb question.
Yeah.
There's no male equestrian?
Say it again. Say it louder for the people.
I
in
just
the
said
back.
we're beating a dead horse.
Got him.
Get it?
Got him.
I'd say this horse is alive and well.
Actually, I
because
did
there's a
not
lot to
know.
learn.
Well, I guess they could have inferred that equestrian.
You
was
want to
women's
up my
only.
interest in equestrian? Have them shooting at the horses as they go.
Whoa.
Combine the archery and
Hey,
equestrian.
that's not bad.
Stop. Okay, too much.
Peta is on
No,
the
that
line.
I would.
There's a football
By the way,
battle.
what's up with that Olympic sport where they ski and then get down and shoot and then
Oh,
ski
that's-
again?
That's the best sport in the
is that the
Olympics.
Olympics?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Oh my gosh.
Marshall
football quarter.
Marshall Burns is on the caller line right here. I got Marshall live and ready.
We don't have him.
How about now? Is he here now?
No, give me.
I accepted his call.
We're gonna have to
We
dial
have no
out.
host connection again.
So what does he have to call again, or are we stifling Marshall? We can't stifle the people.
Should I call him on my personal line? Just put him up
The
to the mic.
system is crashing. Hold on.
That's not good.
Okay, we can take him. Go.
Okay. Marshall, we've got you.
Show recording is on.
Sweet, thank you, sir. Get your turn back up.
Good deal.
We're on.
Marshall, can you hear us?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
there we go.
alright.
Finally.
Marshall's here.
Bring some live to this thing, Marsh.
Sorry, hold on just a second. I'm gonna pause this little YouTube I'm watching. Step outside. Hey, just want to say, as a huge Sweetbriar fan my whole life.
No way.
We have learned a
They're
lot about
so
equestrian
awesome.
today.
They've been very underrated. You don't hear about it much.
We agree.
I don't know why.
A group of five school.
They are a group of five.
Group of two school, I
It
guess.
could be. Well, hey, I've been wanting to ask this for a couple of days, but it's going to switch back to basketball for a second.
Okay.
So this is for you, Drake. You got to actually see the game. You're one of the few people I know of that got to see the game, but also got to watch it. So what is something that we at home may not have seen on the court, but then you got to watch and you saw it again from our perspective on TV?
Yeah.
There's something interesting that you saw.
I will tell you, it's an odd story, but Marshall, when the players went to make a TikTok after the game, we were still watching the floor, and they all congregate in the middle of the floor and start dancing, making a TikTok as one of the SIDs is filming them. That was right after the game, and it was like wow. We're watching this being made live. Are we ever going to see this on social media? And then the next day, out it comes and it goes viral. So I remember watching that nobody would be able to see that had they not been in the arena. As they were in the middle of the floor, in the middle of everybody.
Which one was it? The Corvette?
Yeah, Corvette.
Corvette.
I would say outside of that, there were a couple moments where just the Baylor bench, where Scott Drew would get folks up, where it was, he's going nuts. You missed this, Marshall. Folks miss Gonzaga goes in that run right before halftime, and when they go to run into the locker room, the crowd's going nuts for Gonzaga. It's the loudest the crowd got for Gonzaga was them taking the momentum into the locker room. You could tangibly feel the place shifting towards Gonzaga momentum-wise, and you couldn't see that on TV. Also, the national anthem was unbelievable on TV and in person. I think even better in person. So those were a couple of the takeaways. I got a question for you, though.
All right, go ahead.
What did you notice watching it on TV that maybe I didn't catch?
Okay, this one might actually work out pretty well because I was thinking about this earlier. But I just remember watching that game and rewatching the game, and what I noticed was like, man, we all seem so quiet. Or is everybody scared over there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we just jumped out immediately within 3 minutes. We got Suggs on the bench, and we got a 9-0 lead. And I just watched for a little bit because I already knew the score. And I was just like, man, it really took us a while before you started to hear the crowd get into it. So that's what I picked up on.
It's a good take. I don't know if there's anything I took away that you probably couldn't. I was going to say they're suffocating on defense. They're suffocating.
Just dominating.
It just was
Marshall, if you
domination.
could take one Sweetbriar equestrian player on a friend date, who would it be and where would you go?
So many.
I've had my eye on one filly.
I don't know if that's how that
take her
goes.
to Double R Burgers, man.
Double R Burgers. Take your Double R Burgers. Lock it in. What if it was a Baylor football player? Who are you taking?
How about Squirrel Williams, man? How's he doing? He doing all right?
Yeah. I don't know if we'll have him back till the middle of the season, if that. But
It's tough.
man, I'd love to pick his brain. The resilience, you know.
Right.
I love it. Hey, thanks for calling, Marshall.
Oh, yes, sir. Anytime.
Love it.
Y'all have fun.
Marshall.
You too. Thanks, Marshall. Equestrian question. He said he had equestrian question. It would be an equestrian.
An equestrian?
See what I'm going for there?
Yeah, I got
An
you.
equestrian.
Yeah.
No. Now we got Todd Meimersdorf on. Okay, another caller. Get this. All right, everybody's gonna want to pay attention to the studio.
What's his name?
Todd Meimersdorf.
Todd Meimersdorf.
No way.
His daughter is on the Baylor equestrian team.
Yes.
Okay, let's rock. Let's ride.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Let's
Yes.
ride.
That's what we've been waiting for.
So everybody get your questions ready. Your equestrians
I'm so ready.
ready. And let's learn a little bit about this sport.
Let's go.
Yes.
Todd, good midday and happy. It's halftime right now, intermission right now, correct?
It's halftime.
Halftime. Okay.
Yep.
What's the walk us through kind of what the first half was like there in the Extraco Event Center? It's a loud sports.
Sounds exciting.
It's a loud sport.
It sounds lit.
Well, hey, that's the Georgia Bulldog chant. Okay, we weren't paying attention to that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
What were you asking, Drake?
Walk me through the atmosphere so far today in the Extraco Event Center.
It's about 200 parents here. A lot of cutout. Still about 6 teams, minus an Auburn War Eagle equestrian team. I think they left back for the Plains.
See ya.
I think they did. Todd, we've been talking about that a lot today, about Auburn, the early exit yesterday, Baylor snapping their 42 meet win streak, the monumental upset yesterday. But what did you guys have? You guys had some questions about just the sport as a whole.
Well, I'd like to just know how the scoring works. Why is it such a low-scoring match? Like, why is 8-7 a final score?
There's four riders per event, and there's 4 events per meet. So that's 16 points. So majority wins.
Okay.
So right now we have a tie going. So first at 8 is going to win today.
Okay.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
Is it sudden death? Is it sudden death rules, or is it sort of hey, last one with the ball wins?
No, it's rider versus rider. So once that's over, that's over. So
Gotcha. So if Baylor was
for a
to
comeback here.
if Baylor's to get to 8 and SMU's at 5 still, it's over. At that point, SMU can win the rest of the points, but it doesn't matter anymore.
That's right. If they get to 8, it's over. But we have 2 strong teams left, and we think we got a chance.
Yeah. So just a question on my end here. So the score is 5-2 right now. As far as comebacks are concerned, would you say this is within reach? What is
It is.
Yeah, within reach?
Yeah, absolutely. 8 points left, and we have a really good reigning team I'm pretty partial to. And then our flat team is really good, but flat is SMU's best squad, so it's going to be tough.
So are there like specific riders who only do flat and then some only do whatever?
That's right. So there's usually 4 per discipline, and they will sometimes they cross over, but that's an English discipline, and so reining being a Western discipline. So they're totally separate types of competitions.
Okay.
Wow. Walk me through the skill set for the different riders, because I think some of us who are ignorant to the
different skill
equestrian
set
game.
for a rider, different set of horses, different set of skills for horses.
Okay.
Wow.
So how much does the horse impact? Like, what's the rider to horse impact on each event? Like, how I assume the rider does the most, like, obviously does most of the controlling, but like, does like one rider have one horse and they like work together throughout the practice and then they try to translate that to the field? Just like, yeah, how does that work?
So the riders right now, they're warming up. They've got 5 minutes to ride on their particular horse that they get on. and then the other team that's going against us, they'll get 5 minutes to get on this horse. Like, for example, today Jenna's on a horse that Oklahoma State brought, so she's never been on this horse.
Okay.
And she'll have 5 minutes to ride, and then the person competing against her from SMU will have the same amount of time of warm-up, and then they'll compete.
Wow.
Best score wins.
So there's no prior relationship between the riders and the horses. You kind of just have to form that in that opening 5 minutes.
That's right.
Okay. Wow. That
Baylor,
makes a difference.
the teams that come can't ride their own horses. Baylor has a lot of horses here, but we can't ride Baylor horses.
I didn't know that.
Wow. Well, Todd, before we get you out of here, we got
a rider for rider.
What's to prevent Baylor from just bringing a bunch of terrible horses that are just gonna hijack?
Good question.
Yes.
Because we don't want other teams to do that as well. So pretty high caliber horses here.
The unwritten rules.
Gentlemen's rules. Gentlemen's
Okay.
rules. Because you wouldn't want treat each other as you would.
You got to equine and dine your competition.
Oh, pew pew pew.
There you go.
All right, Todd. Before we get you out of here, we got our Bear Games question of the day. If you could take one Baylor athlete on a friend date, who would it be and where would you go?
Jenna Meimersdorf, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Good answer.
Lock that in.
Where would we go?
Where are you going?
Oh, since we're not from here, it's kind of hard to say. What's that? Morosco's?
Moroso's. Yeah, very.
Moroso.
Y'all know
That's a
Moroso's?
nice place.
No.
Really good pizza place.
Lock it
Really,
in.
only had it takeout, but very good.
Wow.
Good choice. Very high quality.
Todd, thanks for your call today, man. Thanks for enlightening us on some questions. We had a bunch of questions.
Thank you.
There you go.
Good to hear from you.
Baylor EQ. Let's go.
There it is,
Go.
baby.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
All right.
Bring it on.
All right, we got 2 minute drill. Are you ready?
Dude, I'm ready. I'm born ready.
Ooh.
College
right.
football themed. I'll be honest. I kind of anticipated today being a little more college football centric. Otherwise, I would have come with some question trivia.
Yeah.
We know everything there is to
we
know
went
about
on a
equestrian
we went
now.
on
You know
a
what I'm
really
saying?
violent loophole.
I like it though. I
We
like it
went on a
though.
violent.
Never know where
loophole.
this is
The
gonna
government's after us. Let's just say that government's coming
okay.
after
We know
us.
What
too
does that
much.
even mean?
We know too much.
It means we know
okay.
too much about equestrian.
Okay.
All right. Which team has the most players drafted
Wait,
in the
music.
first round of the NFL draft?
And is the timer on?
Yeah, the music's
we
loading
just
up.
rock and roll, huh?
Yeah.
What's the question? I didn't hear it.
Which team has the most players drafted in the first round of the NFL draft?
I saw a graphic.
Oh shoot.
Again, all college football centric today.
Okay.
We ready to move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
What team has been to the most bowl games?
Okay.
Everybody in? We locked in? There's a nice round number of 7 today. 7 questions.
Oh.
What team has the most conference championships? Thank you,
Notre
Rob,
Dame.
for the music.
Notre Dame.
Wait, current? No.
That was good.
Like
At
current.
first, I was
Like,
like, why would you say?
like if someone won like the Southwest, would that count as a conference?
I'm assuming so.
Okay.
I'm assuming so.
Then never mind.
Like, for example, if Colorado won the Big 12.
So guess Colorado. It's Colorado. That's why I said that. It's
All
Colorado.
right.
Colorado's the answer.
There you go.
Thanks, Drake.
Locked and loaded?
Yes.
Name one of the 2 teams with the most Heisman winners. So if Colorado, for example,
Gotta be
or
Colorado.
or another Colorado
One of the
State.
2 teams with the most Heisman winners. Okay.
Recency bias.
Guessing.
One.
Yeah, mine are gonna be very recency biased.
Yep.
This is a funny one. Who is the one SEC team Vanderbilt has a winning record against?
No. Yikes.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I have a good guess.
That's tough.
Tricky.
Vanderbilt
Tricky.
Stinks.
It's close.
Vanderbilt is
It's close.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe
would it
it's-
be a
well-
West team? Because, they play West teams very more rarely.
Probably.
I have a couple guesses, but
Yeah, I think with
I have a
gut here.
guess.
I'm excited to hear the answers to that one. I think that'll be good. What team did Michigan get their helmet design from? So the winged helmets, what team did they steal that design from? Hint, it's a different colorway.
okay.
Okay.
All right, last question, lucky number 7. What teams play in what's coined as the game?
I think I know this one.
The
Cornell and Harvard.
I wish. That'd be hype. Play the Empire State Bowl. It's kind of fun. Columbia and Cornell.
The game.
I just guessed. I
completely
could
guessed.
get
There's,
zero.
no,
of these.
there's a lot of them that are called the game, but this is like the OG,
game.
the game.
Oh, that changed my answer. Actually.
All right.
Locked in? Locked and loaded?
I got them locked.
Team has the most players drafted in the first round of the NFL draft is
Alabama.
Bama.
I also said Alabama.
USC.
Wow.
Trojans.
Yeah.
What team has
Really?
been to the most bowl games?
Ohio State.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Ah, shoot.
Alabama.
What?
Alabama.
Shoot.
What team has the most conference championships?
Easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go.
Oklahoma.
That's good. Florida State.
That's a good answer. I said Bama.
Nebraska.
What?
I thought of Nebraska. I almost put Nebraska.
I think from the 80s. I think they were just dominant.
I was
in the
trying to
80s.
think of yeah.
Yeah,
I
all
think-
of
Oklahoma's won like 20 Big 12 championships.
I think Nebraska's just racking them up.
Okay.
All right, one of the two teams with the most Heisman winners. There's a tie.
I said Bama.
I said Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma, isn't it?
Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
right
Isn't
now?
that wild?
My gosh, I am.
We're
trash
all
at
0
this.
for 4 right
Recency
now.
bias.
What
Yeah.
is the one SEC team that Vanderbilt
Okay.
has a
We're
winning
all going to
record
guess the
against?
same one, I'm sure.
I don't know.
I said Kentucky.
I was surprised by this.
I guessed Missouri.
I said Kentucky.
Mississippi State.
Auburn.
What?
Wow.
The overall record is 21-20-1. So,
Wow.
so that question is going to be accurate for like another
The reason
few
I
months.
the reason I guessed
Then-
Missouri is because they've only been in the SEC for so long. Is like maybe they just.
But
happen
Missouri's
to be-
been really good in the
I thought
SEC
Kentucky
comparatively.
was bad, so I just guessed Kentucky.
yeah,
They have not.
They've been to
I
two
would not have
SEC
guessed this.
championships.
I would not have guessed this.
I should
been in
have
two
known.
SEC championships.
They've been really good in the East for no reason.
Wait,
I
Missouri.
They've been
know.
in two SEC championships.
They've
Yeah.
been against Auburn. Who else did they play? Auburn. And,
Maybe Bama.
Yeah, but this
I
is
think
like
one
this
of
is
those
like
Bama.
yeah,
really early.
it's
Like-
tricky.
It's like
tricky,
08.
tricky.
Two
Really?
round two. Yeah.
That blows my mind.
They probably have an above 500 winning record in the SEC
No.
for no reason.
All right,
I
now
don't
what
know.
teams did Michigan get their helmet design from? Hint: it's an Ivy League team.
Oh, that changed.
All right. Well, I'm gonna answer Princeton then.
Colorado State is what I wrote down.
Give me change yours.
You can
Change.
change
Yeah,
it to
change
an
it,
Ivy
change
League.
it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I originally said.
Don't look up for no. You can't do
not.
that. You can't do that.
He's searching up Colorado State.
Give me.
I'm pretty sure they have this design. It's
and Princeton makes sense in my mind.
it looks like the Rams.
Give me. Cornell.
Well,
Wait, actually, it's Cornell.
no, I was waiting to see what Armstrong's answer was before I reviewed
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna put Princeton.
I'm changing.
Brown, Princeton.
Yeah.
Princeton.
Oh!
The Princeton Tigers.
Oh! I gotta get this last one.
I think I know this last one.
The last one. What teams play in the game that is coined as the game?
I'll answer first. Is it Harvard Yale?
I put Harvard Yale as well.
Harvard Yale.
Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Harvard Yale.
Oh my!
Okay.
God.
Now for the tiebreaker, when was the last time Cornell won a share of the Ivy League title?
Great.
Whoever's closer.
Actually, I don't know why a date just popped into my mind, so I just put it in.
I loved it. I love it.
Nah, you answered off my Princeton. You get to go first this time.
Okay. I've got 2012.
I'm not gonna change what I wrote. I said 2008.
1988.
Oh my goodness!
It's been a minute, but they're running it back
It's
there
been a
in
minute.
Ithaca.
Andrew Robertson.
They're running it back in Ithaca.
These are Colorado State
Good
helmets,
stuff, y'all.
by the way.
Okay.
Ooh, those are cool though.
That's
You know
why
we
I
have-
just had that kind of image in my mind.
Guys,
with
it's
them.
Friday. You know what we have to do now?
Pop a shot.
Wait, we're actually
You think
doing
so?
it?
Does JD have time?
Yeah, we can pop a few shots. Are y'all going? Are y'all going? Is it?
Yeah,
you and I are going.
Yeah. Ooh, I kind of like. I like.
Yeah, I'll
bracket
produce.
Bracket play.
Yeah.
Other side of the tournament.
Yeah,
Armstrong,
I
Drake.
think it's y'all.
Yo,
Yeah.
me? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you
Yeah,
Armstrong.
yeah.
All right.
Wait.
Andrew, you
I'm
got
also
this.
just nervous.
Yeah,
I
I
think
can do
Greg's
this.
probably pretty good at pop a shot. So I just truthfully am a little nervous.
a timer on their phone because I don't have
Yeah.
I love this.
I'm all over it.
We doing the intros?
We have to, absolutely.
Oh. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, 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 dun. This is hysterical. Should we have taken a break? I feel like we should have taken a break. For all of our viewers that tuned in and wanted to hear about the open practice, we appreciate you. There'll be another show on 3 to 6. And they'll be talking about it as well. I I don't have any stake in the game just yet with who's going to be the starter. I think Blake Shapen's a hot take. I really like Blake Shapen, to be honest with you. Gary Bohannon, the offense looks different under him, man. He's a freak. He's a freak of nature. Zone read, you're getting 2, 3, even 4 yards of play. You get 3 yards of play, you're getting a lot of first downs. All right, so let's start there. Jacob Zeno, I think he's leading the clubhouse, most pro-style quarterback, Elite 11 guy coming out of high school. He's a guy that I'm excited to see what he does. I think it's his job to lose, but I think it's also very much an open competition in a lot of aspects. We're going to learn a lot after this scrimmage. I think this scrimmage in the spring game will tell us the story. Now, the moment that you've really been waiting for, the Papa Shot, Armstrong, the Thunderman Sims versus Drake, your mother's favorite broadcaster, Drizzy Toll, in his bag. I mean, I was just kind of filibustering, if you will. What? You want to do intros?
Intros.
You want an intro? All right.
Yeah, come on.
From Armstrong, where are you
My
from
mic's
again?
on. Check.
Dallas?
Okay, just making sure.
Boom, dun, dun. From Valonia, Arkansas, standing at 6'4", 190 pounds. Alpha Tau Omega's pride and joy. Your sophomore class president, soon to be three-peat, Drizzy Drake Toll. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, from Dallas, Texas, the man behind the motherboard, hair so red but his jump shot so pure, Armstrong Sims. I don't know if your hair's red. I'm sorry if I typecast you there. I love it. I got a timer. All right, so I'm gonna count Drake's, since I'm closer, and you'll count Armstrong's. Competitors, you may start with a basketball or two in your hand. Or two. On your mark. Get set. Pop a shot. This is tough. And Drake is on the board with one. This could be anyone's game at two. Drake is finding his shot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's on fire at 8. 9. Oh, he's at 8. 9. And he's at 9. And they're rolling here. The ball is coming out pure. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, he's at 13, 14, 19 seconds.
18, 19, he's found his spot.
This is incredible. This is the best thing we do on up-tempo. 15,
20,
16,
22,
5 seconds.
24.
And this is pandemonium. Time expires. Oh my goodness. To be fair, that was easily the winner's bracket. I think Andrew Robertson and I both had 9. I think we both had 9. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we're pioneers. We're pioneers, you know. There was a lot of good tape watched, I think, since we've done this. Wow. To be fair, in the power rankings, I think I'm somewhere around 3 or 4. Armstrong and Drake are clearly the two best Papa Shot players on this program. Wow. You pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. Drake, that was incredible.
Amazing.
That was incredible. I'm pretty sure you doubled my score from last week.
Armstrong, how do you feel? Honestly, that's like...
You went on a run there where you were just hitting, I think, like 10 in a row.
I know.
You were rolling.
I don't think Armstrong missed past 30 seconds. It was on.
It was on for a hot sec.
It was definitely
Hot
on.
sec.
Mike was hot for a minute.
I think I started hot. I started way too
You
hot.
looked good. The stroke looked good, and also the rhythm too was just it was mechanic. It was mechanic.
Armstrong
It was
found
good.
his spot.
I just found my spot.
I got lost in the fact that we were both struggling to grab the balls.
I want to say I'm so glad that y'all played each other and it was a clash of the Titans. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, some would just call ours a defensive battle.
It was
It was just two different
battle.
games. It was just two different
It's
games.
a stalemate.
It was Patriots-Rams Super Bowl compared to
Right.
Chiefs-Rams, that amazing Thursday night game.
Heart rate at 110.
Underhit. You know, it's just what like chocolate or
The
vanilla.
room
Pick
may
your
have
poison.
been cold. There's a lot of
Oh
different
yeah, that
factors.
the
we weren't,
over
you know.
hammered the over.
Over, definitely.
Also,
yeah.
you definitely covered. I don't know what it was. What was the final score?
It was good.
I think
I
we
think
had 25. What?
Get 25.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
That's okay. So to be fair, Armstrong shoots from about like 20 feet, not 20 feet, like 10 feet away.
He does
like,
spend
from his
exponentially
desk.
more time.
And
than you.
usually
That's
I see him shoot it. I'm like, that's a pretty like wild shot to take. Either it goes in or it's really close. I'm like, you do this sometimes. You shoot this.
I do spend a lot of time shooting that
Wow.
pop shot.
Okay.
All right, how about it, folks?
Holy mess.
Oh, my goodness. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about transfer portal, Baylor volleyball, stuff like that. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, Yassiana Presley joins us later in the show. This is Up Tempo.
Upset alert. The unthinkable has happened as the 8-seeded Baylor equestrian team, who narrowly snuck into the postseason, stunned number 1 Auburn by a score of 8-7 to hand the Tigers their first loss. It was a 13-7 win against number 5 Fresno State to end the season that even got the Bears into title contention. And the team rode the momentum to snap Auburn's unbelievable 42-meet win streak. The 3-7 Bears will compete again today against number 4 SMU in a semifinal match for a chance at this year's title. And the volleyball team is still dancing with wild comeback victory over Pepperdine in the round of 32 in Omaha. The number 11 Bears were down 2-1 against number 20 Pepperdine, but battled back to force a 5th set and found a way to pull it off. The team now plays in the Sweet 16 on Sunday against number 4 Nebraska. The number 2 men's tennis team fell last night to number 7 Texas in Waco 5-2, losing for the first time in 3 matches with the Longhorns. Coming up this weekend, the men's golf team will be at the ASU Thunderbird Collegiate in Phoenix, Arizona. The softball team plays at number 11 Oklahoma State. Baseball hits the road to play at Kansas. Women's tennis is at Texas Tech, and men's tennis is at number 6 TCU, along with the aforementioned equestrian today and volleyball Sunday. And in national news, Creighton's Mitch Ballack, one of the top 3-point shooters in school history, is transferring. He is the 5th starter to leave the program this offseason. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
1, 2.
I'm in love with a man named Rudy. I'm okay with that. He knows exactly what I want. He keeps me coming back. He cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. Does the dishes too. I'm in love with a man named Rudy. Last name Barbecue. It sure is easy to fall in love with Rudy's tasty oak smoked barbecue.
Next in line.
Boots add protection. Good boots help you climb better and move forward faster. And when your son or daughter steps into the boots of a U.S. Army officer, they also learn how to lead. In these boots, they'll gain more confidence with expert training in one of more than 150 occupational specialties. In these boots, they'll stand a little taller and lead a team with diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise to successfully accomplish whatever challenge comes next. In these boots, they'll earn respect with valuable experience from day one that will give them solid footing for success into the future. Highly qualified candidates who earn a spot on our team can receive comprehensive health care coverage, college tuition assistance, and a bonus of up to $40,000. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible and rewarding challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like our free First mobile app, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. That's the First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Cam Heathcott, your Edward Jones financial advisor, knows that his most important goals are yours. That's why he takes the time to understand your needs, knowing you. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Cam Heathcott, covering Conroe and Houston, 936-756-7717 or cam.heathcott@edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
It's it's time to fire up the grill, heat up the oven, or get that deep fryer going to enjoy the top quality products at Waco Custom Marketplace. Order 30-pound sacks of live crawfish by 6 on Wednesday. Pick up on Friday afternoon after 2 or Saturday. Enjoy the weekend. 30-pound sacks of live crawfish available right now for $4.25 a pound. Find all the crawfish boil ingredients you need, including red beef potatoes, sausage, corn cobbettes, and Louisiana boil seasoning. Make your order for live crawfish by Wednesday at 6. Pick up on Friday after 2 or all day Saturday, and enjoy the weekend. Waco Custom Marketplace, your home for fresh baked kolache, cinnamon rolls every day. Butcher shop to cut your steaks the way you want. Fresh seafood, summer sausage, boudin, house-cured and smoked bacon, spices, seasonings, soup mixes, and more, and weekly gift boxes for any occasion. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll and J.D. Pickell for the Blonde Boys Power Hour.
Oh, that was a farce. The Blonde Boys Power Hour is long gone. Joshua Dalton Pickell is off to walk his dog at the dog park. But that's okay, because we got plenty of coverage still going on the rest of the day. Yassiana Presley joins the show at 1:30. I'm in studio alongside Armstrong Sims and Andrew Robertson. So we already talked about the fact that Equestrian, the number 8 team in the country, pulled off an unbelievable upset yesterday by knocking off number 1 Auburn, taking down the Lady Tigers, or the Tigers. I don't know, it's not a men's equestrian team, for the first time in the last 42 matches. That was unbelievable. Also, we have this from yesterday's volleyball. So volleyball post-match, they knocked off number 20 team, the number 20 team in the country in Pepperdine, and they'll now play against Nebraska on Sunday. Game notes and highlights: Baylor is now 11-8 all-time in NCAA championships after a Final Four run last year, by the way, including an 8-4 record under 6-year head coach Ryan McGuire. Baylor is now 3-4 all-time in the NCAA second round. Baylor advanced to the regional semifinals for just the 3rd time in school history. So success in volleyball is fairly recent, coming with the hire of Ryan McGuire. That rhymed. Baylor had 18 total blocks, which was a season high yesterday. They hit 326, their 7th outing above 300 this season. Yassiana Presley, who will join the show later, led the Bears with 26 kills, a Baylor record for kills in a 5-set NCAA tournament match. Lauren Harrison notched 17 kills, her 18th double-digit performance this season, and 9th in a row. Then 3 players eclipsed double digits in assists. Hannah Sedgwick with 28, Callie Williams with 17, Chanel Brandschreiber with 11. Brandschreiber recorded the first double-double of her career with 11 assists and 11 digs in the 5-set match. Andressa Paris led the Bears with 9 blocks in her first action since November 20th versus Kansas State. So it was her first spring match, and she had 9 blocks. Cassie Davis made her first career start and tallied 2 kills. Stat of the match, 26. Yassiana Presley's total kills against the Waves, a program record for a 5-set match in the NCAA tournament. Ryan McGuire spoke to media afterward, and his team moved on. The number 11 ranked, 12th seeded Baylor, who is 20-6, faces number 4 ranked and 5th seeded Nebraska in the regional semifinals on Sunday, April 18th, at a time still to be determined. So it'll be Baylor and Nebraska on Sunday. Here you go. Recap of yesterday's match. Let me tell you how this went, though. First set rolls around, and you're like, all right, Baylor's killing it. They're going to, pun intended, Baylor's going to win this thing against Pepperdine. They've already beaten them once this season. Well, Baylor ends up winning the first match. Baylor loses the second and third sets. Baylor ends up winning the first set, loses the second and third set. So now you're pinned 2-1. You can't lose after that, right? 4th set comes around. Baylor's up comfortably like 5 or 6. Get all the way to the very end of it. Next thing you know, it's like 22-22. Baylor ends up winning it 27-25, I think. You got to win by 2. So it's 2-2 going into the 5th set, and the Lady Bears snuck it out and took the victory against Pepperdine yesterday. It was a tight tight matchup. And I don't know if you guys remember Sam Gore, who joined our show earlier this year to talk about Roy Williams retiring. It was 2 weeks ago on April 1st that Roy Williams retired. Sam Gore joined the show. But he's the play-by-play guy that calls this Baylor and Pepperdine game. Take a look at this. It is highlights from yesterday's match between Baylor and Pepperdine, and in which the Bears moved on to the round of 32, survive and advance in the NCAA tournament. Don't call it a comeback. Or do. Baylor Lady Bears down 2-1. Marched it back against Pepperdine and took the win against the Waves to advance the round of 32 of the NCAA tournament. The same team that went to the Final Four last season moves on yet again unscathed. Check this out. Post-game press conference from Yassiana Presley, Coach Ryan McGuire, and Andressa Parise.
Yassi, another hard-fought match with Pepperdine. What do you feel like kind of made the difference today?
Pepperdine is a great team, so I feel like our energy level definitely played a part in us going to 5, but they are a solid team, so I feel like we had to battle it out, and we did, so that was great. They're just a really good team, and I felt like it was great competition.
Yeah, Yassi, yesterday Coach talked about the toughness it takes to advance in this tournament. You were on that national semifinal team. Was today kind of that perfect example of the toughness you're going to need even when, maybe you might be down in a match?
Absolutely, because there are going to be those tough moments. And if whoever we play next, they're going to be a quality team. It's the Sweet 16. And just making sure that we have that fight in us and we know, when is the appropriate time to, have that fight. It should be the whole game, but there are going to be moments that extra fight is needed in order to, get that next point. And there were a few times where we had long rallies tonight, and just being able to be smart and still play tough is definitely a key factor in success in the tournament.
Yeah, Andressa, it seems like it had been a while since you had played. How big was this for you in the NCAA tournament to step up like this with Marika out?
Yeah, so as I said, I've been injured most of the spring, and it's just awesome. It's my dream coming true right now, so it's kind of unbelievable. I'm so happy that I'm part of this team, and I'm gonna do my best. I'll take care of my body, and then just as you said, just be here for the team when they need me. It's my dream, and it's awesome, and I'm so proud to be a Baylor. Very.
And so had you been,
and non-blocks.
Yeah, but it's definitely something new after being back from injury that really gets in your head sometimes. But I'm so supported. I have everything I need to succeed, so that's what makes me keep going.
And was this your first match of the spring?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said you were dealing with an injury?
Yeah. I'm dealing with some shin injuries. So I just came back 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's a fight, but that's what we're here for, right?
Andressa, were you guys ever sweating this one a little bit? I mean, it was 2-1 Pepperdine. You had to win the last two.
No, yeah, it was definitely a fight. But as Yassi said before, it was just our energy. I feel like we should have stepped up earlier, but it's okay. We now know that we gotta fix that. And as Yassi said, it's just our energy, and that controls the outcome, if you will.
Great fight from our team for sure. I thought, it felt like maybe on life support there a little bit, trying to get the execution to be at the level we're capable of and make it happen. We've learned from other teams, other programs, like champions don't die easy. And so to move through this tournament, proud of the girls' character. It's of all of sports, I think to kind of overcome when you're not playing well is just a few athletes and people are in that percentage. I think when you're down, it's easy to stay down and give up, and you kind of fight and you play with energy, but to not just fight with energy, but fight in a way to come back and make some big plays. We should have finished set 4 off a lot cleaner. Would love to have done that to go into the 5th set, even more energy. But, they climbed back in it with good serves there. And, 5th set started neutral. And again, so then we were down and had to climb back even within that set. But, I think we're growing. You know, it was such a tough spring. We're still growing. We're trying to get better through this tournament. A lot of takeaways that we can get better at.
Ryan, Yossi talked about it, and you hit on Andressa there. I mean, just to get the contributions that you did, maybe from, I don't know if they're unlikely sources, but people that, you know, hadn't necessarily been, you know, a big part of your rotation. I mean, how big was that?
It's huge, you know, and we just, you know, Lauren and Yossi are going to produce, and ultimately we need more. And there's just been a emphasis on our middles being a little bit more offensive. You know, part of that has to do with our passing and then them working hard. And, you know, I think within our practices, they all kind of execute at different levels and different strengths and have power one direction, the others. But, you know, Andressa plays high. And when you can play high, it also means you can get over the net and play over. And so, you know, 18 is hits good angles, cut down the line, and they're really inside. So, you know, the only way to stop a hitter like that is you got to be over so you can kind of take away both. You know, otherwise you just take one away, she goes one way, take the other way, she goes the other way. So, you know, honestly, we probably wanted more blocks from her early on, but for her not really playing this entire spring, other than having some good practices heading into it, it's huge. If our block didn't show up, we're on the bus heading home right now.
Yeah, Coach, you talked yesterday about the toughness that it takes to advance in this tournament. One, did you see that today from your team? Two, how good was it to see them be able to kind of battle back? If that's what you saw, how good was that to see right out of the gate in a very strange setting?
No, I think the toughness was good. You know, from the start, I felt like they're dialed in, but then when things did not go our way, we needed to be tougher. But to move through it and be down 2-1 and toughen up to win those last two sets is huge. You know, it's almost harder to overcome, I don't know, that melancholy feeling of losing 25-17. You know, it's supposed to be one play at a time and be fired up to be like, hey, now we're going to go destroy them. You know, that's almost a harder challenge than, you know, at 23-23, am I tough enough to execute my pass and my serve? So, again, obviously you saw the fire we played with in the fourth and fifth set. I think that just connects to how they execute when they're playing with that fire. The blocks are better, the passing's better. You know, you think less and you just execute more. So something we need to grow on. You know, it's a strength, but like you said, and we've said, like, you got to be tough to move through this tournament. You know, there will be no teams left that when they're down are just going to let you win the final set because they're down 2-1. Or maybe during the regular season, half the teams we play, man, we're up 2-0. We win 3-0, you know, even without executing as well as I think we should sometimes. So every point matters now that you're in the tournament and down to the final 16.
Moving on up. Call it a comeback. That's what it was. Baylor volleyball plays Nebraska now. Nebraska, number 4 team in the country, number 5 team in seeded team in the NCAA tournament. That is going to be on Sunday with a chance to go to the Sweet 16 on the line. How about this? We're going to hit a break. Come back. Softball in action this weekend against Oklahoma State. We're going to preview that as well as baseball. Open practice in football. Softball at number 11, Oklahoma State. Baseball at Kansas. It's a busy weekend in Baylor sports. We'll recap it all. Don't go anywhere. This is Up Tempo.
Upset alert. The unthinkable has happened as the 8-seeded Baylor equestrian team, who narrowly snuck into the postseason, stunned number 1 Auburn by a score of 8-7 to hand the Tigers their first loss. It was a 13-7 win against number 5 Fresno State to end the season that even got the Bears into title contention. And the team rode the momentum to snap Auburn's unbelievable 42-meet win streak. The 3-7 Bears will compete again today against number 4 SMU in a semifinal match for a chance at this year's title. And the volleyball team is still dancing with wild comeback victory over Pepperdine in the round of 32 in Omaha. The number 11 Bears were down 2-1 against number 20 Pepperdine, but battled back to force a 5th set and found a way to pull it off. The team now plays in the Sweet 16 on Sunday against number 4 Nebraska. The number 2 men's tennis team fell last night to number 7 Texas in Waco 5-2, losing for the first time in 3 matches with the Longhorns. Coming up this weekend, the men's golf team will be at the ASU Thunderbird Collegiate in Phoenix, Arizona. The softball team plays at number 11 Oklahoma State. Baseball hits the road to play at Kansas. Women's tennis is at Texas Tech, and men's tennis is at number 6 TCU, along with the aforementioned equestrian today and volleyball Sunday. And in national news, Creighton's Mitch Ballack, one of the top three-point shooters in school history, is transferring. He is the fifth starter to leave the program this offseason. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
At Baylor University, students can shine in their own way. Or should we say their own ways? Because there's no limit to the ways Baylor students make the world a brighter place. Whether they're leading a student organization or following a higher calling, getting advice from faculty, or taking part in world-class research, pursuing their dreams, or working toward their dream job, students find their place to shine at Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Car has the trucks, man. They have the one for you. Crew cab, short or long bed, silver, black or blue. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, he has the truck for you. Carr has the trucks, man. He has the truck you need. If you want the best truck, you want a GMC. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, they have the truck for you.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
If you or a loved one or friend has been arrested and you can't afford bail, trust Terry and Chase Chapman at Chapman's Bail Bonds, covering Waco and McLennan County for over 25 years. Chapman's can bail you out anywhere with experienced, knowledgeable local agents who are committed to serving you professionally, respectfully, and with the highest integrity. Chapman's understands your privacy is important. Your freedom can be secured fast when you use Chapman's Bail Bonds. Open 24 hours a day. Payment arrangements available. Call Chapman's Bail Bonds. When you need help, 254-754-1603. When you ring, we'll spring.
It was broad daylight. I stepped into a gas station for 5 minutes to grab a snack, and just like that, my car was broken into. They made out like a bandit. My laptop, my phone, everything. I called my agent to see what could be done, and he restored my faith in humanity. My claim was processed so quickly, and I was able to recover my losses.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Listen, in the past couple of years, we've had a lot of people moving in from out of state to Waco thanks to Chipper and JoJo. And while we welcome these new citizens, they unfortunately brought some of their bad habits with them. Hi, Jay here from Pickup Outfitters, and you know what I'm talking about. Naked trucks. You'd think everyone moved here from McNewtville. But we shouldn't judge them, we should help them. For example, when you see a recent transplant truck from a less civilized state like California, instead of saying, "Your truck is disgusting, your bed is exposed, get a bed cover on that truck, buddy," that's a bit harsh. Instead, try something like, "You know, in Texas, it's not polite to drive around with your bed exposed. Maybe you should check out the excellent selection of bed covers at Pickup Outfitters." And then if they refuse, you can say, "Well, I hear New Mexico's a nice state." Let's help our new neighbors and let them know that truck nudity is not okay. Let them know about Pickup Outfitters of Waco and send them to our website, createacommotion.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Cynthia, Jesus died for our Cynthias.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Julia Roberts, Julia Roberts.
Now back to the Bears Den with Drake Toll.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. It is Friday, everybody. Finally Friday, free again. If you can watch the Disgrace documentary on Showtime, do it. Just do it. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Just do it. Baseball travels to Kansas for a weekend series this weekend. So Baylor, right now game notes, 22-11, 3-6 in Big 12 play. Kansas, 20-13. So pretty comparable records, but 2-7 in Big 12 play. Baylor's 57-21 all time against the Jayhawks. The last 3-game series coming on March 30th to 31st in 2019 in Lawrence. Baylor swept a Saturday doubleheader before falling in a Sunday finale. Baylor also leads the series in Lawrence 21-12, while head coach Steve Rodriguez is 9-4 against Kansas. Yes.
Speaking of Baylor sports, our caller earlier, I believe his daughter was Jenna Mimorstoff. I don't know how to say it.
That's Meimersdorf.
Yeah, Meimersdorf,
Close,
of course.
close.
She currently has the best score out of anyone in the reining competition at 221.5, and it looks like Baylor's going to take the reins on the reining competition.
Wow.
And they are going to – so we got a 207 and a 221 versus a 190 and a 207. So I think we're going to win that.
That's a live equestrian update right there.
Yeah, for all of our diehard equestrian listeners.
Point!
Now you know.
Baylor!
Baylor's going to get some form of points.
Don't
call it a comeback.
Elsewhere in baseball. So the games take place, 3-game series this starting today, 6 p.m. today, 2 p.m. tomorrow, 12 p.m. on Sunday in Lawrence, Kansas at Hoagland Park. Guess what the capacity is at Hoagland Park in Lawrence, Kansas for baseball?
I don't even know. Can you give me a frame of reference? What's Baylor's?
I'm looking it up. Baylor Ballpark's capacity is 5,000.
All right, so I think it has to be either aggressively small or aggressively big. I'm going to say small, and I'm going to say 1,500 people.
Armstrong? How big is Kansas's baseball park?
3,000.
It is 2,500. Wow. That's dismal. That is abysmal. That's what it is.
High school stadium.
Also, Nelson Haggerty passed away, former Baylor basketball player and Mean Green, North Texas assistant coach. So rest in peace to Nelson Haggerty, broke just recently. Also, but in baseball, Hoagland Park, 2,500 in Lawrence, Kansas. Streak against Kansas, 1-game win streak right now. First meeting was in 1957. And pitching matchups. So for Baylor, it'll be Tyler Thomas on the bump on Friday today. 1.97 ERA, 3-2 record against right-handed pitcher Ryan Sear, who's 3-4 with a 5.47 ERA. If your ERA is 5.47, you're a Friday starter. That's bad. Saturday, Blake Helton for Baylor. He's 2-2, 4.22 ERA against Cole Larson, who's 4-2 with a 1.49 ERA. How are you the Saturday guy? And then Sunday, Hayden Kettler for Baylor, who I love. 3-2, 4.41 ERA against Eli Davis, who's 3-4, 6.18 ERA. Baylor's won 9 of its 6.18 ERA, and you're a starting pitcher for a Division I Big 12 team.
Well, Kansas.
True. Baylor's won 9 of his last 10 games. The Baylor pitching staff has a 2.54 ERA over those games while holding opponents to a 1.94 batting average. And as a team, Baylor's near the top of the Big 12 and among top 10 nationally in several different categories. First in the Big 12 in hits, second in batting average at 299, first in the league with 5 shutouts, which is third nationally, second in the Big 12 in ERA with 3.72. All right. Baylor is one of the most reliable bullpens in the country. Combination of Boyd, Logan Freeman, Ryan Lekich, Jacob Ashkenos, Hamilton Oliver, Jimmy Winston. Come on, folks. Boyd and Lekich are tops in the conference with appearances, 17th nationally with 16 each. Freeman is 4th in the Big 12 with 15. Oliver is 7th with 14. Winston leads the team with 5 wins, which is 3rd in the Big 12. Ashkenos has a 3-0 record. Each sports an impressive ERA. Luke Boyd, 1.02 ERA. That's your closer, Luke Boyd, 1.02 ERA. Freeman is 2.25. Winston, 2.55. Lekich, 3.57. Oliver, 3.36. Ashkenos, 3.86. Unrealistic. Luke Boyd's picked up 4 saves in the last 5 games alone. Boyd didn't allow a run, hit, or walk first combined appearances, and he has a Big 12 best 8 saves which is good enough for 4th in the nation. 1.02 ERA. In addition, he struck out 26 and walked just 9 in 17.2 innings. And then after hitting 406 last season in leadoff, Jared McKenzie has a 366 average, 6th in the Big 12 in batting average, 2nd in the conference in hits, 3rd nationally in hits. He's 1st in the nation in runs scored, 4th in the Big 12 in total bases, 7 home runs, which is 10th in the Big 12. And that is this season after not hitting any home runs last year. Baylor baseball against Kansas, 3-game series taking place this weekend. All right, we got softball here as well. Softball's got number 11 Oklahoma State on the road. They're vying for a spot not just in the postseason, but to try and host Baylor softball taking to OSU. And they've changed a couple things around with that as well. So Baylor softball originally was going to play a 3-game series against Oklahoma State, which we have Glenn Moore sound bites from the press conference. We have those to play here in a little bit. But they were originally going to play a 3-game series against Oklahoma State that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's how most standard of these go. But they're not going to do that now because they had to move some things around because of different inclement weather stuff in Oklahoma. And
What's going on in Oklahoma?
Weather.
Oh, wow. Hardly know her.
Yeah, they're dealing with some weather. So now it's going to be Saturday. It's going to be Baylor at Oklahoma State, doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday. And then Sunday they'll play again at 2 p.m. That is for Baylor softball. And Oklahoma State, the number 11 in the country. Pretty solid little squad right there. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. This is from Glenn Moore, Lou Gilbert, and Emily Hott. They talked to media yesterday ahead of their series with number 11 Oklahoma State.
Well, Coach, I guess I'll start. First off, how are you feeling physically, and as you guys kind of get back into things as a team, is there an adjustment period coming off of COVID that you guys are kind of working through right now?
Well, first, thanks for asking, and I feel like $1 million. I feel great, so thanks. Yes, there's an adjustment. I think we saw last night that we weren't in sync. We made some mistakes that aren't typical, some throwing angle mistakes and bobbles and some things like that allowed them to score runs that I think under some circumstances, most circumstances, they would not have. So, yeah, I mean, it's like I said last night, it's unrealistic to think that you're going to take 10 days off with a third of your team out and come back and play with 1 day of practice as if you haven't missed a beat. So I think we saw that last night, and we're not panicking over that. We certainly know we can get better from those mistakes that we made last night.
Hey, Glenn, just want to tell you the other day at football practice, Ty never showed up, so we had to talk to Coach Aranda instead.
Well, I guess that's if you can't talk to Ty on media day, then I guess Coach Aranda will have to do. But let me know next time, and I'll make sure he's there.
Okay, I just want you to straighten that out. So, no, anyway, Glenn. What do you see from Oklahoma State? Looks like they've got a very balanced team.
Yeah, they've got a ton of seniors and transfers that have come in and helped replenish a team that was very good last year, and strong pitching staff with probably as low ERAs as we've seen all year. So we know they're capable of shutting down offenses, and they play a good defense as well. So they're solid, very solid team, swing the bat well as well. So we certainly have our work cut out for us. And, they've had a few glimpses of where they haven't played great ball, but overall I think they've had a pretty solid performance throughout the year.
Okay. And Glenn, it looks like Gia's still kind of up and down a little bit. What does she have to do?
Well, number one, I think she's trending upward from her speeds, and that's what her forte is, her changeup, and it's only going to work whenever you're throwing in the mid-60s to the effectiveness that we're typically used to with her. Until that gets there, we've got to play efficient ball around her, and that's she's responsible for that as well. I think we've played pretty good defense, but again, we made mistakes that we're not that are not typical with our team last night, and she made one of those. So we've just got to play cleaner ball, pitch cleaner, and play cleaner all the way around. Take advantage of our opportunities offensively. We're scoring runs on everybody. We're just not scoring enough to overcome the deficiencies in the circle right now.
And Glenn, do you have everybody back now?
We have no. We have Aaliyah is not back, and then of course we have Nikki and Anna's out for the year. So those three are out.
What happened to Anna?
Tore ACL. She had surgery 2 days ago.
And with that being said, I mean, you guys are going to really get some quality opponents here on your schedule with Oklahoma State, and then the Oklahoma series being made up. How much do y'all look forward to that and being able to really test yourself against the upper echelon of this conference that you guys want to be in yourselves?
Yeah, very, very rarely, if ever, are you finishing up your conference schedule and it's not enhancing your resume and the way it is this year. So, it's in front of us. We've got the opportunities. You'd hate to go into the last few weeks of your season and not play the teams that would allow you to improve your RPI standings or your resume. It'd just be a helpless situation. So the teams we play in front of us, it's up to us when we're done with this, and if we don't get rewarded, it's our fault, because we certainly have the teams to be able to prove to the committee that we're good enough to host and good enough to play in postseason.
And along those lines, I mean, y'all are going to really step up in competition here over the next few weeks. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, the series being rescheduled for you guys. Does that kind of excite y'all, even, having been off for a couple weeks and now you're jumping right back into the middle of conference play?
Of course, playing great teams is always the goal, and beating great teams is the expectation here at Baylor. And so I think that jumping back into it is exactly what we need, because we have a standard of excellence here and a standard of competition, and always being a team that competes. So seeing these teams is exactly what we want.
Glenn was mentioning that maybe y'all weren't quite in sync last night after the COVID lockdown. Is that going to take much to get back into sync, or what do you think?
I don't think so. I think especially coming back and having a loss right away, it's going to drive everyone to get in sync quicker than we probably would have if we would have just had an easy win. And especially with having a big conference series this weekend, I think you should expect us coming out firing first games we play against Oklahoma State. And we obviously still have a couple people out, and we had a couple of injuries, but people like Hannah Smith and Campbell Selman are coming in really well and filling in those spots where we need them. So I think we're going to do great, and we're syncing up, especially at practice today and then for Saturday's game against OSU.
Well, Coach,
that from Lou Gilbert, Emily Hott, and Coach Glenn Moore in the pregame, I should say, press conference ahead of Oklahoma State this weekend, number 11. Oklahoma State. When we come back, we're going to do things a little bit different today. We're going to do our top 5 early, and by top 5, I mean like top 2. Because we got Yassiana Presley coming up at 1:30, and we are preparing for that. So when we come back, it's our moments of the week this week on Uptempo.
Upset alert. The unthinkable has happened as the 8-seeded Baylor equestrian team, who narrowly snuck into the postseason, stunned number 1 Auburn by a score of 8-7 to hand the Tigers their first loss. It was a 13-7 win against number 5 Fresno State to end the season that even got the Bears into title contention. And the team rode the momentum to snap Auburn's unbelievable 42-meet win streak. The 3-7 Bears will compete again today against number 4 SMU in a semifinal match for a chance at this year's title. And the volleyball team is still dancing with wild comeback victory over Pepperdine in the round of 32 in Omaha. The number 11 Bears were down 2-1 against number 20 Pepperdine, but battled back to force a 5th set and found a way to pull it off. The team now plays in the Sweet 16 on Sunday against number 4 Nebraska. The number 2 men's tennis team fell last night to number 7 Texas in Waco 5-2, losing for the first time in 3 matches with the Longhorns. Coming up this weekend, the men's golf team will be at the ASU Thunderbird Collegiate in Phoenix, Arizona. The softball team plays at number 11 Oklahoma State. Baseball hits the road to play at Kansas. Women's tennis is at Texas Tech, and men's tennis is at number 6 TCU, along with the aforementioned equestrian today and volleyball Sunday. And in national news, Creighton's Mitch Ballack, one of the top 3-point shooters in school history, is transferring. He is the 5th starter to leave the program this offseason. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With so many companies and policies out there, it gets so confusing shopping for insurance, and I never know if I'm getting the policy that's right for me. Luckily, I met the team at the Niche Group Insurance Agency. With the Niche Group, you can go to one company and get access to coverage options from many insurance carriers, and you get to speak to a real person about your specific coverage needs. With the Niche Group, I know I'm getting the right coverage at the right price. If you need insurance, talk to the experts at the Niche Group at 1-800-258-8302.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
How did Edward Jones become one of the biggest financial service companies in the world? By not acting that way. Financial strategies, one-on-one advice, it's a big difference. And that's why Brad Wilson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, makes sense of investing. Experience the difference for yourself. Brad Wilson, 250 Sharon Drive in Woodway, 254-776-4337. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Riverbend Liquor and Wine has their easy-to-access drive-thru open and convenient and clean in-store location on the corner of Lakeshore Drive and North 19th Street in Waco. Riverbend Liquor has the best and most extensive variety of craft beer selections in Waco, and Balcones Whiskey, including single malt, pot still, baby blue, rye, brimstone, and the all-new Lineage in stock. Riverbend Liquor and Wine, family-owned and operated, and a hidden gem in Waco on Lakeshore Drive and 19th Street. And find out more on Facebook and Instagram.
It's a name and a memory that called us back. It's a belief and a labor that will carry us forward. It's a time and experience that will make you return. The new Bear Ridge Golf Club, a space revitalized, a course restored, a new experience. For a tee time today, call the Pro Shop at 254-848-7800. Go to BearRidgeWaco.com, just south of Waco on Highway 84. Come join us at Bear Ridge Golf Club.
At Marco's Pizza, get craveable pizza made the Italian way with dough made from scratch, an original sauce recipe, 3 fresh signature cheeses, and premium toppings you love, served hot and safe. Right now, you can get unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for just $6.99 each. Why stop at just one? Order with your app or at marcos.com for curbside, carryout, or delivery today. Marco's, pizza lovers get it.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
No capes. Do you remember Thunderhead? Tall, storm powers. Nice man. Good with kids.
Listen. Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Dyna guy, snag on takeoff. Splashdown, sucked into a vortex. No capes.
Here's Drake Toll and Armstrong Sims.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I'm Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Roberts, and Jack McKenzie today. It is Top 5 time, where we break down the top 5 things that happened this week on the show Up Tempo, starting with this. This is some friendly banter between myself and J.D. Pickell when the AAC announced they would change its transfer rules and allow players to transfer in between teams within its own conference. This is the first thing on our top 5 this week. Mm-hmm. You're currently looking at nearly, if not more than, I think it's up to more than 2,000 players in the transfer portal. Matthew Postins was telling us about it yesterday, the amount of players that are in the portal right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it, right? Especially in a COVID year, you're going to have a lot of guys that transfer out and want to have a new change of scenery. I want to go from Charleston Southern to Virginia and play for a better team. Mm-hmm. But 2,000, no regulation.
It's unbelievable. And I think that is the most classic example we can see of human nature being the grass is greener. Like even if the slightest thing is wrong in your program or you don't feel like you're playing enough, you want to get more NBA looks. Like if you have just even the most slight reason to leave and to go to what you would think is a better situation, you are now fully equipped to do that. And so that's why we're seeing so many kids in the portal, because you're 18, 19 years old. Everyone in your family is telling you, hey, you can go make a whole lot of money pro. Why don't you do that? And this team is going to help you do that. That team's going to help you do that. So I think we're seeing selfishness really rear its ugly head, unfortunately. But the worst part about this is there's going to be so many kids without a spot. Kids are going to go into the portal and be just, I mean, that's going to be it. That's going to be their career.
Like, unless you average 17 points in the Horizon League, you're going to have to be like, I was all first team, all conference in the Horizon League, had 17 points and eight assists. Like, all right.
1,000,000%.
You've probably got a Power 5 spot left for you. Mm-hmm. But if you are in the Horizon League and you average 6 points for your team, came off the bench and had 2 assists and a board, where are you going to go?
I know every single kid that I went to school with thought they could have played at a bigger school. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's an exception. I don't think that's like I don't think like that's like an uncommon case. Everyone at a smaller school, when you're junior, senior year, you think you've developed enough. You're comparing yourself with every other person that's at that stage of life with you. You're like, hey, I could do what they're doing. You can't. You can't. If you could have, you would have been recruited out of high school. There's very rare cases like guys like Drew Estrada with football, different sport, but we're seeing the same thing in that transfer portal. What you have is what you're working with for the duration of your college career, because everybody else is developing at the same pace, typically.
How about this? Since we started this conversation, 7 more people. I entered the transfer portal.
No.
I have officially entered the transfer portal.
Really? Congrats.
Yep. I'm exploring my options.
Congratulations.
Right now. Yeah, you just don't know.
Let's go.
Michigan State's Thomas Kithier, he just entered the transfer portal.
I was in the portal a year ago.
You were in the portal?
I was in the portal.
You were in the portal too.
Very easy to do. You just say, I'd like to be, you say 1 portal, please. And they say, okay. Very easy.
I have 4 years of eligibility left.
You actually do.
In every collegiate sport.
You truthfully very much do.
I could enter the transfer portal right now.
Get your doctorate. Drake Toll in the transfer portal. You heard it here first on Up Tempo.
I would have as much of a shot at playing Division I college basketball as some of these guys that have entered the transfer portal right now.
Some of these guys.
Texas A&M Aggie forward Jonathan Aku is in the transfer portal. He made 10 starts last season, which they only played like 11 games. Uh-huh. So, I mean, hats off to that guy. So the portal is continually loading up. There's a rule they made today. The AAC clarified their transfer rule. Their transfer policy used to be you could not transfer from one school to the other in the AAC. So that would be from Memphis to SMU, SMU to Houston or Eastern Carolina. And now that rule is off the table. They now are going to allow transfers across the conference, intra-conference transfers.
Is that a 1-year thing with COVID, or that's
period.
Open
they
season?
Have eliminated their intra-conference transfer policy.
Can coaches block that?
No,
really?
I mean, you can't. Like if Bob Bowlesby comes out and says, I'm Bob Bowlesby, the commissioner of the Big 12, and I say this, the coaches can't be like, no, veto.
Really?
No power.
Interesting. Because there's a lot going on right now at Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley and one of his quarterbacks.
Chandler Morris.
That's a big deal.
So Chandler Morris, whose dad, Chad, is now the head coach at Allen High School. Yeah. That's here and there.
Yeah.
He transfers from Oklahoma to TCU.
Right.
And
he wanted to.
Lincoln Riley was like, no, you can't do that. You can't transfer from conference team to conference team. We're not about to play against you.
Right. And you know our playbook.
Right. This is his 3rd school now in 3 years for Chandler Morris. And will he see the field? He saw it a little bit for Oklahoma. But then the question arises with the prominence of the transfer portal right now. Should guys be able to go from school to school within their own conference?
I think yes.
Without penalty.
Yes, with the caveat of you have a coaching change. Because I think it is very much dirty when a coach will sign a kid on that Tuesday, whatever it is, that Thursday or Wednesday, he's taking a job. I had a good friend of mine committed to UCLA the next day, the linebacking coach, which he had committed to play for, is gone. And he's like, well, I just signed this piece of paper that legally binds me to be at your school for the next, at least the next year. And so for a coach to have the flexibility to get out of Dodge and for a player not to, I have an issue with that because these are the kids that, I mean, it's their livelihood too. It's these kids that are trying to get an education and potentially play professional sports. So I think the caveat would be if your coach leaves, let's open up and have a flexible conversation. Let's have some common sense and reason with these kids that, hey, this isn't what I signed up for, so let's talk about it.
Who regulates that? Who at the NCAA has got to be like, okay, your coach left, all right, because there's a guy, a guy that I call, hey, worst case scenario, my mom's got cancer. I want to move from West Virginia to UT Austin because my mom has cancer. I want to be closer to her, but still play college basketball, and the team wants me, right? There's a guy at the NCAA that says, hey, clear your waiver, you're good to go. Right. Don't worry about it, right? Yeah. Who's the guy now that's like, yeah, my coach left?
Yeah.
You know, like now you got to look at, okay, what are the shock waves that sends across college basketball when that becomes your, hey, this is what has to happen for you to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah, logistically, I have no idea. Like, there's so many things that don't make sense about it.
Above our pay grade?
Yeah, way above my pay grade, for sure. But I mean, in terms of what you're having to deal with, let's just use common sense. Like, these coaches can get a Dodge, and why can't these athletes? And so I understand there's logistical nightmares that go along with it.
Well, the athletes can. I don't know. Why are you saying that? The athletes can get out of Dodge. There's literally no holds bar. You can do whatever you want.
You
in the
lose your eligibility.
Right. No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
100%.
Not anymore. Not with
at
the
least
AAC,
this year. With COVID. I'm saying conventionally.
Okay, conventionally.
Yes.
All right? I'm saying right here, right now. Right? Like this season 2, should it be waived that athletes can or can't should athletes be able to transfer intra-conference this year
in
now?
In a COVID year.
In this year right now.
In a COVID year, I'm on board with that. In
okay,
a COVID year.
Why?
Because I think COVID has lent itself to so many extenuating circumstances, and we've made exceptions for so many people that we haven't before. Like, this is a year that we will have an enormous asterisk next to for a number of reasons. I don't know if you put it next to the competitive aspect, but in terms of, you know, what happened with sports this year is unprecedented. We had guys declare for the draft, get an agent, and then come back. We're not going to see that ever again. So in a year that's extraordinary, let's have some extraordinary exceptions. I don't think it's a long-term situation, but with COVID, I mean, it affects everybody so differently.
But why? Why intra-conference? Why should I allow you to go from Wazoo to Washington and transfer just because there's a pandemic going on?
Because I think it's student athletes, right? Like, if you want to be closer to your family with, say, your mom, like you said, your mom gets sick.
Right. But that's different from COVID.
How, though? Because COVID's literally an illness.
But my mom has cancer, or say that like anything that I need to move back home close to my family. That it doesn't have to be COVID related. I would assume most of them aren't COVID related.
Right, and I think that's why I would vote yes, because there's so many different scenarios that COVID then opens the box to, right? Like, there's so many things that, like, we can't account for. I don't know your parents' situation. I don't know your mom's situation. I don't know what your sister has going on or what you have. I mean, guys have different genetic things. Right, but I think in COVID, it's like, okay, this is the one thing we know for sure is going on and for sure is impacting all of you in some way differently. How much, we don't know, but at this point, it's like, okay, call it a wash, transfer where you want to transfer. It's not going to happen again, but in a COVID year, I'm like, I get it. Like, I can't relate to what that's like for John Jones from UCLA and what that's like for him with his mom.
You think John Jones is going to transfer?
I think John Jones, John Jones in the portal.
No.
Yeah, he's in the
portal.
portal.
For what? What happened to his parents?
Car broke down.
No way.
He's in the portal.
He's going home.
Because of COVID.
We just broke news.
Yeah.
UCLA's John Jones is in the transfer portal.
Yep. Michael
McDonough says there are 1,232 names in the transfer portal. So I think when you open it up like that, you are asking for a transfer portal that is so full that you have plenty of guys that will not find a landing spot.
Yeah.
If you do not regulate it in some way, and I think it should be regulated that you can't go within conference, even in a year like this, because if you don't regulate it, then you end up with a situation like we're in right now, where there's 1,300 players or 1,200 players, and at least 100 of those will not find a Division I landing spot.
Why does the conference variable matter so much? Because if he's not transferring to SMU, maybe he's transferring to another Texas school like North Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not,
but that's not the AAC.
Why does the conference deal matter so much? In your mind, like what changes it?
It's that, I don't even know if sportsmanship's the right word. It's the fact of, all right, you played this season at TCU and you scored 25 points per game, right? Well, Chris Beard just moved to Texas and he calls and he's like, listen, man, like, COVID's going on right now and we can do whatever we want. Right. I want you to come play for me.
Yeah.
And then you can jump ship from Jamie Dixon at TCU, who you signed to play basketball for.
Totally.
To go to Texas now, and next season you're suiting up in the wherever TCU, I forgot their arena.
I don't
You
know.
playing against them in Fort Worth.
Yeah, and I think that's where it becomes like this is a 1-year scenario, and people will take advantage of it, right? Like people are going to take advantage
Everyone's
of this rule.
going to.
And I mean, should they or shouldn't they? That's not what the rule is for, but I think you just have to open the door to everyone because there are so many circumstances that people are dealing with that literally I couldn't even fathom. Like I wouldn't even know where to begin with what people are dealing with at this point in time. So the fact that you can just open the door and say, okay, call it a wash, there's going to be guys to take advantage of it. Like you said, probably, I would say at least half people take advantage of it.
You're opening the door, and when you open the door, you hurt college athletes. I know what you're saying is you're trying to help collegiate athletes, but you're hurting a lot of them because so many hundreds of these guys will not find Division I landing spots.
And I think that's natural selection in itself, unfortunately.
That's the third thing you've said.
I think it is, though.
We're now at burning couches on Austin Avenue, punting children, and natural selection.
I stand by all three of those.
Oh
I heard all those back, and it sounded just as good. But, I mean, really, if you have the chops to go play somewhere else, you'll play. If you don't, you'll have to figure it out and maybe go back to your other school. Maybe you'll have to go to a lower division. Like, those are the guys that'll benefit the most. Guy's coaching D2 basketball right now, and he'll get some D1 bounce back that got left out of the portal, played a minute and a half at Texas a year ago. Nowhere to go. Sorry, no spot. So those schools are going to benefit a lot. But I really think if you have the chops, you'll end up somewhere. If not, you'll get burned. And that's kind of just the nature of it because you knew that was a possibility when you jumped into the portal and said, hey, I'm betting on myself. Sometimes when you bet on yourself, you lose. I've lost a lot of myself, but I mean, you bounce back and you play. Like, that's just the nature of it.
But I feel like what you're saying is that you want to benefit college athletes, right? The goal of opening the portal entirely is to benefit college athletes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, so sorry, Susie, you enter the transfer portal and you're not going to make it.
Yeah, and Susie doesn't have to enter the portal. Susie can stay wherever she wants. But if Susie knowingly takes the risk of entering the portal, then you got to live with the consequences. Like, we can't coddle them to the point of, okay, you definitely have a guaranteed transfer to this school and that school. And that's why coaches are involved. And that's why there's all these different people that know how to scout talent that are saying, hey, I want you on our team.
I think
you guys should know that.
I think you're hurting more than you're helping these guys by opening the portal the way you're opening.
I think there's some self-awareness that's got to go into it. You got to know, like, hey, I have a shot to go play this school, that school, and this school.
Yeah.
And if not, then don't go into the portal. Stay put. The grass is not always greener, and that's why selfishness is going to burn so many of these kids. Unfortunately, unfortunately.
We got Addison on the caller line.
Hey,
we got Addison on the caller line. Hey, Addison, what's going on? You got to take on the transfer portal?
Yeah, I got an opinion for you.
Hit me.
Sweet.
So I have a sister who was a recruiter at a D2 school, and she commonly lost players to Alabama. She was at a little D2 school in Alabama, and they would transfer to Alabama. So what is y'all's take on that, like going D2 to D1? Because, some schools have to work really hard to get those players to come to them.
Yeah.
So what is your take on that?
I'll start in saying I think that's a matter of who do you want to benefit? Do you want to benefit the Division II institutions, or do you want to benefit the collegiate athletes in the way you design these rules? Do we build this to help programs sustain, especially the D2 level, which I think is different than Division I, especially from a revenue standpoint, what the NCAA is looking at, or do we want to, hey, let's help out these athletes that want to chase their Division I aspirations? What do you think?
Completely. Well, I think my question, I truthfully don't know all the parameters around transferring from D2 to Alabama. Like, if they're having to sit out a year, then, that's the price you pay. But if you can transfer and be eligible right away, I mean, I don't know that I necessarily have a problem with it.
And I think that's my problem with the, like, D1 to D1 or interconference. Like, that, again, what you said about, like, sportsmanship, like, it's morally, I'm not for it. But, like, there's no rules saying that it's wrong, Yeah,
and I think that's why I'm against it if it's not a COVID year. Like, you can't have free agency. That's not what this is for.
It's what we are, right?
It's what it's
We're
going
in the
to be.
middle of free
But I
agency.
think making it okay in the COVID year is going to lead to more leniency.
Interesting.
I think so too. Again, like Michael McDonough said that. He said it's a trial run for the NCAA. I think they're going to see this, and the NCAA is going to say, hey, trial run was great. We're going to make money off of this. Let's just leave it. It hurts the institutions, but maybe it helps some athletes, and maybe it helps us make money. I think that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Addison,
the NCAA will always pick that over the...
Absolutely. Business. Revenue. It's money. It's a money game.
Yeah.
Addison, Bear Games question of the day. If Baylor could have any player in the country transfer to play basketball for them, who would you want?
Oh, boy. Okay, well, I'm an Arkansas native, so I'm going to give y'all Note. but before he sees anyone like for therapy.
Wow. Yeah, JD Note is kind of crazy. We got JD Note from Arkansas.
Yeah, y'all can have it.
We're taking him. He played well. Addison, are you fighting 50 first graders or 20 fifth graders?
50 first graders.
Yeah.
Easy.
Fifth graders and first graders aren't that different in size. I just don't think so.
You'd be surprised. There's a fifth grader with mustaches.
I'm closer to the size of a fifth grader than a first grader, so.
Hey, Addison, thanks for your call.
Thanks, bye.
All right, we're going to hit Scott right here. Scott, you've got some talks on the regulation of the transfer portal. What's going on, Scott?
Hey, yeah, so I was listening to your conversation. I think that, getting too much regulation is just going to, it could be a real problem. And we've seen how some of these, waivers and stuff have been in the past, especially with football players. One guy moves because his mom is sick, but he actually moved further away. That didn't make any sense. And he got waiver to, play immediately. And then another guy's mom is sick and he moves closer and he didn't get his waiver and he has to sit out for a year. Yep. So I think, putting it too much into people's hands and making it subjective, it makes it a problem. But one thought I had is, what if you limited, we're talking basketball here, so what if we limited the D1 programs at least, because they have all the money and all the power and all the clout. So what if we limited them to just like 5 a year, 5 transfers a year?
Is that basketball?
And then they've got to be really slow.
5's a lot. 5 feels like a lot.
Yeah, Florida just got... That was the number 2 thing that happened this week. Number 1 was today. Number 1 was today. And that's when we found out what the sport of equestrian is all about.
Hold on a second. Me and Armstrong have been in the lab researching equestrian.
I love it. I love it.
First question for you guys. How many Division I teams do you think there are in equestrian?
You go first.
I'm going to say there are, I'm going to say even number. Let's say 16.
Wait, hold on. All right, Drake, you go.
19.
How?
I'm closer.
No,
what is it? Really?
It's 17, so JD's closer.
Oh, hype.
You're telling me there's only 17 teams in the entire
Yeah, that's
D1?
crazy.
How did y'all guess that low?
Yeah, I was expecting
because
like
I know
80.
my equestrian.
Well, clearly not. JD got it closer.
I was fishing in the dark, to be honest with you, so I don't know my question.
I thought you were going to guess like 80.
Yeah, that's what I would.
The fact that y'all
That's
were
what
like,
I would think.
The fact that they made it in at 3-7 or 2-7, whatever it was, I'm like, okay, so they probably don't have that many teams. And also, I couldn't name a single other equestrian team besides SMU. And no, SMU, that's it.
So
TCU has one. TCU has one.
Yep.
TCU does.
And Auburn.
So I have like a
who we just beat. We literally just beat them, snapped their 42-game win streak,
Yeah,
and you couldn't even name them.
I had forgotten.
Wow.
I'm short-term memory loss,
To
baby.
boot.
Bro.
Well, Cornell has a team. Well, not a competing team.
Do we?
What? They do, yeah. But, okay, so out of the 17 teams, 3 of the teams don't have a team.
Oh, I did know that Cornell had a question.
3 of them don't have a team.
3 of the teams don't have a team. They have a
So
team that
Cornell is a member of D1, but they not a competing.
but
they
not
don't
a
have
competing team.
They don't have a competing.
just
team.
have
So what, they just do it for fun? Just for rec? It's just rec equestrian?
Here we go.
This is what
How
it
many
says.
D3 teams do you think there are?
Oh, there's got to be a lot, huh?
Oh, yeah. Give me like... Oh, no.
just guess.
They have no budget. Give me like 12.
JD?
40.
2.
Oh, no.
Just play each other.
It's just a
They
rivalry.
just play each
They
other.
just get really heated.
There's probably a lot of parity. I was going to say there's a lot of parity, but if Auburn hadn't lost 42 in a row, probably not a lot of parity.
Picture it.
I can't imagine there's a lot of parity. Georgia has one.
Picture it. It's Southeastern Western Alabama State. And then it's just a dark screen. Just bong, the dynasty. Bong, bong, bong. 27. Division III Equestrian Championships. Boom, boom, boom.
The hype video.
You know the two? It's Sweetbriar
Yeah.
and Lynchburg.
Yeah, it is.
And they just go at it.
There's 4 Division II schools, so that's
Seton Hill, not Seton Hall. Seton Hill.
the entire sport
Not
has a
Seton
total
Hall.
of 23 teams.
I would genuinely love to go see a meet because I think I would benefit a lot from that. I think there's a lot.
Yeah, we were trying to
A fun
look like
up-tempo
we
field
lost
trip.
3-1 in horsemanship in our current match.
Which is
And I was trying to
Not
look what it was. They
Not sportsmanship.
the riders ride past the judges and the horses' gates are exhibited.
Yeah.
So you literally just ride past the judges.
That
and
sounds
they-
kind of
okay,
sinful.
scribble down
I
their
would be
little.
That sounds kind of sinful. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So my question is, how much of the scoring is attributed to the horses.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
So I had we had this big thing called the Nellies. It was like our knockoff of the ESPYs every year. Sure. This guy opens with like a monologue, right, as the ESPYs typically is, and he's making jokes, making jokes about comm majors and about like the hotel school, all that. He gets to the more sports centric part of the monologue, and he goes, I want to thank the equestrian team for being here tonight, and like to thank their horses for doing all the work.
Oh, no.
And we're all just like,
boom, got him.
I don't know any equestrian athletes, but this feels really weird right now because they're probably here.
It feels wrong.
Feels weird.
I want someone, if there's anyone out there listening who understands equestrian, please call in.
Please call in.
Please call in. Tell us.
If I was on the equestrian team and I rode my horse by the judge and they gave me 1 point and gave the other team 3 points based on how I looked, I might just quit the whole sport right there.
It's like getting points
What do
for
you
driving.
do? How do I fix that?
Getting points for driving a car.
Yeah, how do you remedy that?
Is Lynchburg Equestrian.
Coming off the 15th straight win.
Lynchburg University's Wikipedia doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
It's just schedule release.
Lynchburg.
Yeah, it's the schedule release.
Away, Lynchburg. Away.
This year's equestrian schedule release.
I really do think we need to plan a day.
What was the other team?
Sweetbriar.
Sweetbriar.
The heated rivalry.
I got to see that schedule
Let's get them on
release.
the show.
Yeah, we
I'm
can
gonna find him on Twitter.
What is that like? Does the coach come out of Sweetbriar and just like, hey, let's go. This is our year.
I think you win a couple there, and you get to go to D2 at one of the 4 prestigious schools that have been losing.
And then they drop down one of the. It's like
Sweetbriar Equestrian. I found their Twitter page.
What's preseason like?
At Riding Sweet.
Great handle.
I did not make this up. Their profile picture is all their D3 championships.
Well, yeah, there are 2
silverware.
teams.
They got
It's
silverware.
a coin flip. It is an actual coin flip.
This show pushes the envelope. If the wrong person sees this,
If the wrong person is watching, call in.
What are we gonna get?
I want to know.
If you are the wrong person,
Please.
Absolutely.
If you're listening and are offended by what we are saying, call in and right our wrongs, because I would like to know how this sport works.
if you're a D3 equestrian stan,
If you're D1, there's like 17 teams.
if you're a
If you know
D3
anything about anything we're talking about, please, you know more than us.
we will admit openly that we're ignorant to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Openly admitting that we are very ignorant to this conversation.
100%.
I just.
We need help.
How is there 17 teams and 3 of them just play for fun?
Just don't even.
How do they have an odd number of teams?
They're 14, technically.
What?
Oh,
Because
40,
three
okay,
don't
because 3 don't compete. Okay.
Oh, that's true.
Of the two Division III teams, do we know that they both compete? Are we confident they both compete? Or is there an odd that one of them doesn't? That is
go back to
non-competitive. Anything else new about equestrian, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I have come a full 180. I now love this sport because there is no structure. D1 plays D3 all the time.
Doesn't matter.
So Auburn's record also, let's call them a little bit of a fraud. I mean, they've played Sweetbriar like 8 times.
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah, they're
this
just
is
whipping
true.
up on people. Anyway,
Yeah, look at this.
I have a question. The Big 12 has 4 schools participating in equestrian.
Okay.
They are Baylor, Oklahoma State, TCU, and who else? If you get this right and you haven't looked it up, I will give you $20 cash.
Do you think it's one of the other Texas schools?
I think it's a school that's not traditionally in the Big 12. Like, I don't think it's one of the 10 from football.
Like who? Like who?
I think it is a school in Texas or Oklahoma.
Okay. Who would you say?
Give me $20 cash makes me think it's a school I've never heard of. Let's go Texas State.
Oh, no. That is detrimental. You want me to split the money with you? I didn't even have to look it up. I already know.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know everything there is to know about Baylor
What do you
sports.
All right.
It's
What do you know?
Fresno State. Okay, all right.
Really?
You didn't know that?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
No, you did not know
I
that.
covered equestrian.
Okay.
All right, well,
I'll give that to you. Then you go to get the $20. You just DQ'd yourself.
Correct. All right. Also, we have a graphic for you guys to look at.
This is very...
So we were under the assumption D3 was the heated rivalry of Lynchburg
Okay.
And Sweetbriar.
Right. We knew this. Now look at this graphic. Who is Wilson W? They are on no Wikipedia page. They have no information online other than they are a university, believe it or not.
We found out it's
Also,
Wilson College.
Who's single
We have the
discipline
name
in
on
the
it.
bottom left corner?
The Vixens.
Single discipline. What does that mean?
They're the Sweetbriar Vixens. This is like the weekly rankings for single discipline. I don't know, as opposed to what? I don't know. Then the Lynchburg Wasps, maybe.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, the Lynchburg logo is kind of dope, especially in comparison to the Vixens
and the Wilson College.
That's a horrendous logo. The Vixens.
We need 1869. We need that date on our main logo, guys.
That's Wikipedia. That is the Wikipedia logo.
I like it.
That they stole the Wikipedia logo and just slapped 1869.
They don't have a Wikipedia page. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. I think if we research this sport,
does anyone go to college?
And then
there?
we looked up this.
Yeah,
Week
what is
13 matchup. Who's Delaware State? Where's Delaware State coming from?
Who's Delaware State and why are they playing not only on the road but also at home in the same week?
Must be a close.
No.
I assume. Where is Sweetbriar? Do we know?
Yeah, maybe they're just like all in the same little radius.
And why is Lynchburg not playing that week? Why'd they take the week off?
They got a bye week.
Let the horses rest.
Load management.
Fresh legs.
Load management.
How many horses are there? If you think about all the teams combined in the sport,
SMU only beat Lynchburg by 2. Like,
really?
Isn't SMU supposed to be good?
Any given weekday.
any given week, any given Wednesday.
Any given Wednesday is when stuff goes down, man.
Action.
I think if we
wow. Lynchburg's
that's a pretty well put together bracket, or excuse me, graphic.
Yeah, that is wrong. That is.
That looks good.
Lynchburg Equestrian's Twitter.
They're sponsored by Adidas.
That is their. Yeah.
What do you think Adidas
they have
sponsors
some legit
them?
graphics.
What do you think Adidas gives them? Socks? Like what? Like
Saddles?
are they giving them
Horses.
saddles? Adidas horses.
Horses. That'd be cool. Branded horses.
Bridles.
I think the more research we do into this, I think we could probably do research for about 48 hours and learn about 12 new teams. We could learn like how they score it because I still don't understand that at all.
What a loophole!
I think some people.
We kept going deep into.
I think some people are going to show up at y'all's doors and say, "You guys know way too much."
Right? Yeah.
So we're going to show up one day. You'll be like, "What are you talking about?" No, equestrian. No, everything.
No one was supposed to know about our
makes sense.
matchups against Sweetbriar.
You're going to say, "No, everything makes sense," and then y'all are both going to go missing, and we're going to be like, "Wait, what happened to Andrew?"
Are you the one they call Armstrong Sims?
Hey, Armstrong.
You weren't supposed to know about Wilson College.
Yes, who's asking? As far as you know, Wilson College does not exist.
And it'd be the memory spray from Men in Black.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
I just wish I could forget about everything. Oh, you will, kid. You will. We learned today what equestrian is, and that's the number one thing that happened this week. When we come back, Yassiana Presley, fresh off of a postseason victory and punching their ticket to the round of 32 with a chance to make the Sweet 16 on the line, joins the show to talk about yesterday's win. Yassiana Presley, last season's AVCA National Player of the Year. Up next, don't go anywhere. This is Up Tempo.
Upset alert. The unthinkable has happened as the 8-seeded Baylor equestrian team, who narrowly snuck into the postseason, stunned number 1 Auburn by a score of 8-7 to hand the Tigers their first loss. It was a 13-7 win against number 5 Fresno State to end the season that even got the Bears into title contention. And the team rode the momentum to snap Auburn's unbelievable 42-meet win streak. The 3-7 Bears will compete again today against number 4 SMU in a semifinal match for a chance at this year's title. And the volleyball team is still dancing with wild comeback victory over Pepperdine in the round of 32 in Omaha. The number 11 Bears were down 2-1 against number 20 Pepperdine, but battled back to force a 5th set and found a way to pull it off. The team now plays in the Sweet 16 on Sunday against number 4 Nebraska. The number 2 men's tennis team fell last night to number 7 Texas in Waco 5-2, losing for the first time in 3 matches with the Longhorns. Coming up this weekend, the men's golf team will be at the ASU Thunderbird Collegiate in Phoenix, Arizona. The softball team plays at number 11 Oklahoma State. Baseball hits the road to play at Kansas. Women's tennis is at Texas Tech, and men's tennis is at number 6 TCU, along with the aforementioned equestrian today and volleyball Sunday. And in national news, Creighton's Mitch Ballack, one of the top 3-point shooters in school history, is transferring. He is the 5th starter to leave the program this offseason. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
I hate my job,
but I don't mind getting up in the morning.
I dread each day,
but I can't wait to get out of bed.
You ask me why,
and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Sausage wrap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
It's a name and a memory that called us back. It's a belief and a labor that will carry us forward. It's a time and experience that will make you return. The new Bear Ridge Golf Club, a space revitalized, a course restored, a new experience. For a tee time today, call the Pro Shop at 254-848-7800. Go to BearRidgeWaco.com, just south of Waco on Highway 84. Come join us at Bear Ridge Golf Club.
Texas board-certified personal injury trial lawyer and Baylor alum David Willis and Baylor alum Parker Willis are ready to help if you or a loved one has been wrongfully injured in an auto accident, SUV rollover, industrial accident, 18-wheeler crash, or were seriously injured by a defective product or recall drug. Call them for a confidential and free case consultation at 1-800-GOT-HURT or visit them at TexasTrialLawyer.com. Principal office located in Houston, Texas.
What you do in privacy is your own business. What you do in public with your truck, well, that's our business at Pickup Outfitters. In your garage, it's okay for your truck to parade around in the nude with no accessories. Hey, this is still America. But when you bring your truck out in public, it's just common decency to put an outfit on your truck. And that's where we come in at Pickup Outfitters. Put a cover on that bed. Cover your rear end with a bumper and a hitch, for goodness sakes. There are women and children on the roads. And guys, don't leave your tools exposed. Put them in a toolbox. Be proud of your truck and stand tall with a lift kit. Or improve your truck's posture with a leveling kit. Add some class to your pickup with new wheels and tires. Or dress up for a date with your new RV or boat with a fifth wheel or a receiver hitch. At Pickup Outfitters, we're dedicating to making the roads decent for all Central Texans. So when taking your truck out in public, remember your manners and accessorize it properly with an outfit from Pickup Outfitters. 220 Lake Air Drive in Waco.
It's time to fire up the grill, heat up the oven, or get that deep fryer going to enjoy the top quality products at Waco Custom Marketplace. Order 30-pound sacks of live crawfish by 6 on Wednesday. Pick up on Friday afternoon after 2 or Saturday. Enjoy the weekend. 30-pound sacks of live crawfish available right now for $4.25 a pound. Find all the crawfish boil ingredients you need, including red beef potatoes, sausage, corn cobettes, and Louisiana boil seasoning. Make your order for live crawfish by Wednesday at 6. Pick up on Friday after 2 or all day Saturday, and enjoy the weekend. Waco Custom Marketplace, your home for fresh baked kolache, cinnamon rolls every day. Butcher shop to cut your steaks the way you want. Fresh seafood, summer sausage, boudin, house cured and smoked bacon, spices, seasonings, soup mixes, and more, and weekly gift boxes for any occasion. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
It takes time to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money, and you deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And Tom Albers, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. If your financial investments aren't putting forth the effort you desire, stop by today for a financial review. Tom Albers, 4301 Lakeshore Drive, 254-776-7605. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Paulie, give me some of your tots.
No, go find your own.
Come on, give me some of your tots.
No, I'm freaking starved. I didn't get to eat anything today.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Brian, don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with Dave all day.
Your place for a Baylor take on your lunch break. Here's Drake Toll.
And welcome into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Happy Friday, everybody. The end of the week, rounding out the show in our last half hour today on Up Tempo. Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, and Jack McKenzie. Joined now by last year's AVCA National Player of the Year and current Baylor volleyball star Yassiana Presley. Yassi, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Pleasure to have you, Yassi. And here's where I want to start. Coming off the win yesterday against Pepperdine, you guys now moving on to the round of 32 on Sunday. Let's start with the obvious. There was a point in time yesterday, set number 4. You guys are down 2-1. It's 24-24. Pepperdine's knocking on the door, threatening to punch their ticket and send you guys home. What was going through your mind right there in that moment?
What was going through my mind was just being in the moment and taking care of each second that we were on the court. So it doesn't matter about, the next point, the last point. It's the current point that matters. And you have to make sure that you're calm, cool, collected, and just focusing on your job. So we were just, in the moment and just hoping that we got that next point because they were definitely applying pressure. So it was just awesome to see how we were all taking care of our jobs and just being in the moment and not being afraid,
Yasi, you talked about being calm, cool, and collected. In that point in time, you guys were up 22-17 against Pepperdine in that fourth set. They marched it back to tie it, and every point they scored was an emotional high for them. You could tell they were really getting into it. But for you guys, when you would score, it just seemed like business as usual. Is that kind of this team's mindset?
Absolutely, especially in those rough moments, those rough patches, because you have to treat it that way. And if you get too emotionally involved or not emotionally involved enough, then, things tend to go, not the way that you want them to. So we were just trying to focus on our side and not let their energy affect ours.
Yasi, take me into the fifth set yesterday, too, for Coach McGuire. He's gotten this program to national contention year in and year out now. And you guys go to set number 5. What was his message in that one?
I'm not really sure. I kind of zone in and just to try to handle my, composure. But I feel like he just said, bring that same energy that we ended the fourth set with, that same mindset and that same go get it mentality. And I felt like we were, neck and neck each time, point for point. And it was just a great match overall. So I'm happy that we, won it all and, get to play Sunday.
Yasi, kind of the same deal. And this is really where I'll end on the Pepperdine game, but it's 9-8 in set number 5. Not only are they knocking on the door, now they've taken the lead. And for a split second, it feels like, wow, is this it? Is the season over right here? Did that thought cross your mind, that it might be your last match of the year?
It crossed my mind in the fourth set, but the fifth set, it can go either way, and a team can, get 4 or 5 points in a row. So just having that composure in those moments was definitely important. So just having that 9-8 deficit, it was just nerve-wracking a little bit, but those nerves definitely pull out the fight and the, mindset of it all. And it was just awesome to be a part of that and, show our fight.
I'll tell you this, Yasi, watching from the outside looking in, I turned the game on, and out comes Andressa. And I'm thinking, she hadn't played since November, and now she's in the NCAA tournament in Survivor, win an advanced set, and just stars. What was that?
Well, we see that every day in practice, so it was nothing new to us. It was just such an awesome experience for her. It was her first tournament, as well as Presley and Lauren and a couple freshmen. But it was just awesome to see her shine bright because she always brings that same energy, that same mindset, that same focus every single practice. So just to see that translate onto the court and be so clutch in those moments was so amazing, and we're all so proud of her because we see that every day, and we knew what to expect out of her, as well as me too.
There you go. And she certainly killed it. I mean, the whole team there, especially to finish out that match. I want to take you, though, back to a couple of months ago when you and Hannah decided to come back to Baylor. One of the things we've heard from a lot of athletes on the basketball side recently is how it just keeps weighing on their mind, the will I come back? Will I go? What's the, they never really get over that over the course of the season. When you came out and said, I'm coming back to Baylor, did that give you a certain sense of security for the rest of this season?
I guess you could say that, but I feel like my mindset is the same for whatever moment I'm in and whatever team I'm on. So if I decided to go overseas, then, my mindset would still be the same. But I don't know. I was just really excited to be there and, be there for my team. And it's just something that just weighs heavy on my heart. I'm just excited to be here with them and get after it. I don't know. I'm just excited to be here.
And Yasi, to be there with Hannah too. I mean, both of you guys have had such a journey through this program, thinking back to your first season all the way to the success of a national semifinal. What's it like doing that with her?
Oh, I absolutely love Hannah. Like, she is my granny. Like, we're both the grannies on the team. So it's just awesome to be here with her. And, I know what to expect. I know how to hype her up. I know how to calm her down. And I feel like we just know each other. So it's awesome to have that presence on the court and just to, have her here. And I'm so excited that she's coming back next season.
Yasiana, the regular season finale you guys had against Texas State, falling in Waco in that one. Obviously not the outcome that you guys wanted, but a really strong Texas State team moving into postseason play. Was that fuel for you guys at all, that loss to end the season?
Absolutely. And at first we were kind of like, dang, like, we just lost to Texas State, and Texas State is a quality team, but, we're ranked 9th at the time, and they weren't. So it was just like, we still lost to an unranked team. And it was just kind of that, like, where does this place us? How is our mindset? Why did we lose? And did we see this coming? And honestly, there was a lot of reflection, self and team reflection, and as a coaching staff too, about like why that loss happened the way that it happened, especially in 4. If it was in 5, it would be like, okay, we were battling it out, but we weren't playing Baylor volleyball, and they had a great match. So just having that, those difficult conversations before we came to the tournament was much needed. And we felt better about it because, men's basketball lost to Oklahoma State right before they went to the tournament, and they're national champions. So that, clarity definitely helped us because we aren't defined by our last match. And we can handle what we can handle within that next week before we go to the tournament. Yeah. So it was just a much needed loss in that time. I know it's weird to say, but we definitely got the kinks out and, did what needed to be done to move forward.
Yastiana, you said that you guys weren't playing Baylor volleyball at that point in time in that Texas State match. For those that maybe haven't kept up with you guys very closely this season, what exactly is Baylor volleyball? What's that standard now for this team?
The standard, we have so many, but just overall working hard, doing your job. And there are so many others like SicEm communication, which is like being ahead of the next play and just making the person next to you feel comfortable and just playing balls out. I don't know. There's just so many standards, and we are trying to do better about upholding them. And we have been for the past 2 weeks since the Texas State loss. So just making sure that we are calm, cool, and collected and just doing our jobs.
I love it. Yasi, last personal question for you before we move into the Nebraska game on Sunday. For you, AVCA National Player of the Year last season. Coming into this year, every team that you guys play, they know that you're coming out on the court. What has that been like for you? What is the pressure that comes with that? And is it good or bad?
It's honestly been very eye-opening because without a COVID year and if everything was normal, we haven't seen normal in a while, but I would be overseas right now. So that's the difficult thing. It's like, dang, I'm not putting up numbers how it was in 2019. Teams are scouting against me, leaving early on, digs to the cave. It's just it's been a little hectic, but I'm happy that I've had those challenging moments and I can, figure out what needs to be done in order to get to that next level.
Well, Yasiana, moving into Sunday's match with Nebraska, obviously one of the big ones coming up in the round of 32 and a chance to go to the Sweet 16 on the line. What's this team's mentality right now? What's the atmosphere around the squad?
I feel like it's the same. And before we came to the tournament, we knew that we had to respect every single team that we're playing. So Pepperdine, quality team. We went neck and neck, and I felt like we both played good volleyball for the most part. And Nebraska is a quality team. They have a winning program and have had that, recognition for many years. So, of course, we know it's a tough opponent. So we need to make sure our serve receive as well. serves are aggressive and just playing lights out volleyball, we know that we need to show up in every area because this team is great and they have hitters, they have defenders, they have great setters, great blockers. So just making sure that we respect them and doing our job.
And then, Yassiana, tell me, because I know you guys made that crazy run last year through the NCAA tournament, number one in the country for a while. The knockoff, you guys knocked off Texas in Waco. And now you get a team a lot like that in Nebraska. It's a juggernaut, one of the powerhouse programs in volleyball. What gives you the confidence that your team can knock them off come Sunday and make it to the Sweet 16?
What gives me the confidence is that we have so many offensive weapons and we are prepared because we see that every day in our gym. So just being able to flip that switch on and apply everything that we've been training for, I feel like it'll be a good game.
I obviously can't wait to watch, and I'm sure the rest of the country, Baylor volleyball, agrees as well. Yassiana, our Bear Games question of the day before we get you out of here really quickly. That is, if you could go on a friend date with one of your teammates, which one would it be, and where are you taking them to?
It's a hard question because I could honestly take anybody on the team and have so much fun. Like, I love all of them. But I would probably take Jason, and we would go – Jason or Ben? I would take Ben. He's our technical coordinator, right? He's our technical coordinator. And I would honestly take him to, like, an area where there's a whole bunch of food trucks and just eat as much as we could. So
taking Ben to Magnolia. Lock it in, Yassi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, that's Yassiana Presley joining us today on Uptempo. AVCA National Player of the Year last year. Those guys geared up for practice again today as they prepare to take on Nebraska on Sunday. Like we said, I mean, that's one of those matchups that folks are going to want to watch, going to want to tune into. Baylor was number 11 in the nation in the AVCA poll going into the postseason. They were given the 12th seed in the country. Nebraska's the number 4 team in the nation in the AVCA poll, given the number 5 seed in the country in the tournament. So what we'll see, those two teams, number 4 and number 11, square off on Sunday. And like we talked about, Baylor knocked off Texas in Waco last year, had wins against Wisconsin and Marquette on the road. Really tough schedule they fought through this season, too, to make it to this point and fight their way past Pepperdine for the second time this year after already beating them once earlier in the spring in a 5-set match, now to punch their ticket to Sunday. Got a lot to watch this weekend. I mean, looking across the board, baseball at Kansas, softball at home against Oklahoma State. I'm sorry, softball's on the road against Oklahoma State with a doubleheader on Saturday and a single game on Sunday. Women's tennis at Texas Tech. Women's golf's in the Big 12 Championship. You've got volleyball, like we talked about, number 4 Nebraska in Omaha. Men's tennis at number 6 TCU, trying to get redemption from their loss the other day against number 7 Texas. So a lot going on, a lot of different programs in action across Baylor athletics this weekend. And then obviously, you can't say it enough, an open football practice taking place on Sunday. Saturday, fans are welcome to McLean Stadium to watch Baylor football practice ahead of their spring game that takes place next Saturday that fans can go in and watch as well. That's noon on April 24th, the spring game. All right, I'm Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, and Jack McKenzie in studio today. When we come back, there are some birthdays today. There are some people that are having birthdays today, and there are some things that have happened this day in sports history. We're going to talk about them. This is Uptempo.
Upset alert. The unthinkable has happened as the 8-seeded Baylor equestrian team, who narrowly snuck into the postseason, stunned number 1 Auburn by a score of 8-7 to hand the Tigers their first loss. It was a 13-7 win against number 5 Fresno State to end the season that even got the Bears into title contention. And the team rode the momentum to snap Auburn's unbelievable 42-meet win streak. The 3-7 Bears will compete again today against number 4 SMU in a semifinal match for a chance at this year's title. And the volleyball team is still dancing with wild comeback victory over Pepperdine in the round of 32 in Omaha. The number 11 Bears were down 2-1 against number 20 Pepperdine, but battled back to force a 5th set and found a way to pull it off. The team now plays in the Sweet 16 on Sunday against number 4 Nebraska. The number 2 men's tennis team fell last night to number 7 Texas in Waco 5-2, losing for the first time in 3 matches with the Longhorns. Coming up this weekend, the men's golf team will be at the ASU Thunderbird Collegiate in Phoenix, Arizona. The softball team plays at number 11 Oklahoma State. Baseball hits the road to play at Kansas. Women's tennis is at Texas Tech, and men's tennis is at number 6 TCU, along with the aforementioned equestrian today and volleyball Sunday. And in national news, Creighton's Mitch Ballack, one of the top three-point shooters in school history, is transferring. He is the 5th starter to leave the program this offseason. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
The Jeep Celebration event at Allen Samuels has special pricing on the new 2021 Jeep Renegade Latitude with total values up to $5,250 or 0% for 84 months. Or a special deal on a new 2021 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid Limited with total values of $7,000 or 0% for 72 months. It's the Jeep Celebration event at Allen Samuels, the best place to find your new vehicle. Located at 201 West Loop 340 in Waco.
Come by. Let's be friends.
See dealer for details. All offers have credit requirements.
Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness was built to help give you a chance to enjoy elite tennis facilities and also remain fit or reshape your body. Now Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has gone through its own physical changes. There are 7 large flat screens stretched across the main and improved weight room with Wi-Fi available and their own app to enjoy news, business, weather, or sports channels. The beautiful sound of active treadmills and elliptical machines, group exercise classes throughout each day, a new ballet bar for bar classes, a new look lounge and bar with beer and wine with more large flat screens available. Touchless water fountains outside each spacious men's and women's locker rooms, showers, sauna, and whirlpool. Upgraded PA system throughout the world-class tennis courts and lessons for adults and juniors. I promise you'll look and feel better. You just need to walk through the front door. Also, Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. So start today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lakeshore Drive in Waco.
In the market for a quality metal building? Since 1943, Pioneer Steel and Pipe has helped Central Texas residential and commercial customers with metal building design, panel options, building components, and trim options. Pioneer Steel and Pipe's residential line is energy efficient, offers low maintenance, reduces insurance payments, is impact resistant, and carries up to a 45-year limited warranty. In addition, they can also help you find a metal building contractor for your project. Pioneer Steel and Pipe with locations in Waco and Bryan and at pioneersboys.com.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be part of the Waco community. We're a small family business here in Central Texas. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important. And unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. And that's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through this difficult time. So if you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. You can schedule online in minutes at idealmri.com or call 833-IDEAL-MRI.
Don Humidor, your home with a 48-foot walk-in humidor with the elite cigar brands from around the world, including the #1 cigar of the year, Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua. Plus, they have the great brands like Macanudo and Artur Fuente, Rocky Patel, Aston, and so much more. CBD, great for sore muscles, aches and pains, sleep, Vita Dreams, and anxiety, mild depression, general health and wellness. Their staff very knowledgeable on the subject. If anyone is curious about CBD, ask Carol and Ashley. Don Humidor in the Townwood Shopping Center off Valley Mills in Waco.
At Baylor University, students find their place to shine. They're faithful friends and inspirational leaders. They're championship teammates and independent thinkers. They're on the cutting edge of high tech and in the halls of history. If you want to make the world a brighter place, you can. And if you want to shine in your own way, you can. The spark you need is already inside you. Bring it to Baylor, where lights shine bright.
I got breaking news here. We got Western Athletic Conference just announced they're adding several schools.
The WAC.
The WAC.
Okay.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
I think Coach Gundy would be like my guy that I would just like just the hair. Yeah. I just want to be able to see it flow when I kind of slam his arm down.
Here's Drake Toll.
All right, welcome back into the Penny Clinic Low T Bears Den. Happy Friday, everybody. If you can dream it, you can be it. Armstrong, if you can dream it,
You can be it.
Do we have
one of the greatest quotes of all time off up-tempo?
That's a top 5 up-tempo quote all time. We didn't have an up-tempo quote book. Be good. Do we have any equestrian updates for the people in the back?
The current score is 4-6, so I guess you could say we're closing the deficit. It was 5-2 at half.
The equestrian,
remember.
the deficit was 3, so
now it's 2. So, we did tie in something though. So I think it's 1-7 now.
Oh.
Don't quote me on that. Not an expert.
But we could tie at 7.
We could tie at 7. Correct.
Big day in the equestrian. Big day in the equestrian.
What?
He had 2 pop filters.
Yeah. And it was making how far away he is from the mic was making him soft.
Now I'm here.
Yeah, you're here now. All right, some people did some things today. And by some things, I mean being born.
Whoa.
So.
Christopher Columbus?
Nope. Dang. Maybe, actually. I can't say no yet. Selena. It would have been Selena's birthday today. How old would Selena have been?
Which Selena?
Yeah, there's many Selenas.
Seriously? You can't just hear the word Selena. She's just Selena.
Gomez?
Quintanilla. But Selena, the famous Mexican pop star.
Yeah, Selena. Yeah, Selena Gomez.
No.
Selena Gomez, is she Mexican?
No, I don't know. It's just Selena.
Her last name's Gomez.
There's a movie called.
I mean, like, is she?
The movie.
I don't mean that. I mean, is she from
the movie?
Mexico?
Okay.
Like, is she born in Mexico?
Jack, what's
That's
the movie
what I'm
called
asking.
about her life? Selena. Literally, she's that famous. There's a movie about her, and it's just her first name.
When you search Selena, it comes up
the first
Selena
thing that comes up is
Gomez.
Selena Gomez. I just have to say that.
Google's got problems. How old's Selena? Would she have been?
I'm still not sure who we're talking about.
Grand Prairie.
I'm gonna go.
Selena
50.
Gomez is from Grand Prairie.
Really?
Whoa.
Hold on.
Hey, Texas.
She's 50.
No way.
She would have been 50 today.
Oh my God.
From nowhere. From nowhere, he landed it.
I mean, I'm
Chance, as in rapper, soccer hacky sacker. How old's Chance the rapper today?
29.
Okay.
I want to get 2 in a row.
Okay, 33.
28.
Oh.
Yeah, you were close.
Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence's birthday is today.
60.
Okay.
55.
56.
I have been within.
You've been within what on 2 in a row?
Wow.
Okay.
Selena Gomez
Charlie
is 28.
Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, who never said a word in his life. He was mute.
Is that true?
That's not true.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say.
He also had movie. He had talkies. He was in talkies.
He was mute.
Did you know that?
He was mute.
He had movies that were in the sound era.
It's crazy because they put sound over his voice because he's mute.
Okay.
How old is he?
140.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 114.
32.
132.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. KAJ, as they called him.
I'm gonna be off on this one. I'm gonna go 71.
That's a good guess. I'm gonna go 65.
74. Taya Cooper.
Who?
Cooper.
Taya Cooper.
I'm gonna say 25.
She was in a Baylor jersey last
Sharif Cooper's. She was in a Baylor jersey last year.
year. Yeah.
Oh,
22.
Dwight Howard's
23.
girlfriend. 24. You guys danced
You
all
made me
around.
move.
You
Oh,
made
it's
me
closer.
ink.
Oh, it's closer at 25.
Dr. Miami's birthday is today.
I know him.
You guys made me.
Yeah. I know him.
27.
He's a
27.
doctor. How would he have gone to med
You
school?
know
You're right.
how
You're
long
totally
it
right.
is
40.
Long
I was gonna guess
ago.
like 48.
Awesome. Wow. 49.
Dude.
Wilbur Wright.
Dude, you are
Wilbur
right
Wright.
there. Oh, okay.
He was probably racist, if that gives you a hint on when he was born. Just going to assume.
Do you not know who that is?
Yeah.
Wilbur Wright?
Yeah.
No.
The Wright brothers.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
North
well,
Carolina.
great.
No, they're actually from Ohio.
Virginia? Okay.
OH.
But I'm going to say that he is
Nope. Wrong.
145.
I think he's older.
He's born in 1870 something.
You.
1880 something.
Yes.
158.
54.
When was he born?
154. I don't know. I can't remember. Go back.
Math.
67. 67.
Wow.
Bill Belichick. Yeah, he's older than I thought. Bill Belichick.
No, yeah,
Oh,
he
the
was.
goat.
He was old when they first
As a
invented
Patriots
the airplane.
fan,
They were like in their 40s.
we need to get this right.
Bill Belichick. How old is Bill Belichick?
I didn't know that.
I want to say he's like 56. I'm going to go
single
59.
Dudes. Single dudes in their 40s.
I'm going
to go 59. Fine.
59? Bill Belichick.
Single dudes in their 40s living together, brothers.
Built a plane.
Invented flight.
There was like,
They didn't invent flight.
They discovered flight.
Yeah, you see like that sky up there. It'd be cool if we could just chill there. You know what I mean?
Bill Belichick. How old?
64.
Oh, it's going to make you say nice.
He's 69?
Yeah.
No, he's
Wow.
not. No, he's not.
Pope Benedict
Wait.
the 16th.
Hold on.
Pope Benedict the 16th, who is still alive, by the way, is how old?
100.
No.
I'm still stuck on Bill Belichick.
Nope.
Wait, Pope what?
Pope Benedict the 16th.
He's 69.
100.
Pope Benedict the 16th, 94.
I said
All right. I'm right there.
69.
I'm right there.
The 4th Boston Marathon, won by Canadian Jim Caffrey.
The 4th?
In race record 2 hours, 39 minutes, 44 seconds.
1912.
1898.
1812. What a dumb kid.
1900.
I said 1898. I was in 2 years.
That is incredible.
Pirates turn the rare 5-3-7 double play in sports history. That's where the left fielder is covering second base. 5-3-7 double play.
5-3.
Where the left fielder is covering second base?
Yeah.
1987.
1963.
1912.
All these are so old.
Yeah, not a big sports
There's either
day.
1912 or it's 2020.
Arthur Ashe retires from professional tennis because he had AIDS in what year?
1994. Don't know.
1985.
Don't know.
1980. Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson becomes the highest paid player in NFL history. 4-year, $140 million extension, including a record $65 million signing bonus.
2017.
16.
2019. It's
Wait.
actually 2019.
How is
the
he gonna-
122nd Boston... Oh, you know what that means. Shoot.
Later, guys.
All right, I'm Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, Andrew Robertson, Jack McKenzie. It's Friday, everybody. Go home. Go home. Quit your job. Go home. Take a nap. Sleep. Rest. Because it's Friday, folks. It's been a great Friday. Come back on Monday. We got a star-studded cash to gas. We're going to talk about all kinds of Big 12 hires and recap Saturday's open football practice. This has been Up Tempo.